welcome everybody to match day 10 of the Premier League. It's West Ham United versus Aston Villa. Tom, we'll talk about the FA Cup draw in a split second, but first of all, how are you feeling about the Villa?
I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling optimistic. Obviously, I believe, I haven't seen the lineups, but if we are to believe what was sort of been spoke about this week, they are going to be without a few of their potentially better players.
Yes.
So, yeah, slightly optimistic. We have a chance to go fifth tonight with a win. And obviously, Leicester were losing the last time I checked. It's all positive today, it seems. And thankfully, this is a home draw as well. So if that has any edge to it whatsoever, it's always nice to win at home. So, yeah, no, looking forward to tonight's game.
Yeah, I said it on the preview, like, I feel like I should be scared of them because of the form they've been in. I mean, ignoring the last game, I feel like I should be a bit shook, like they could step up and really do us in. But if I'm being honest, I don't want to say I'm not scared, but I think there's something to be got out from this game. I think Villa, were shown to be a little bit weak in the last game. They lost when they lost, and I feel like if we looked at that and took example from that, then maybe I'd be a bit more confident. I've got a feeling we've stuck with the exact same old, but I do think at least I'm not confident. I don't think they get smashed, for example. I think we're there. That's why I predicted 1-1 because I'm a chicken. But
yeah. But no, that's the thing. I think the Villa, they're a very Jekyll and Hyde side this year. They've looked absolutely world beaters, against Liverpool and other teams that they seem to be putting goals past with ease. And then other times they've been losing to teams that you just think, and the manner in which they've lost, it's just a bit like, what? Kind of. So yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I think it'll be a good matchup. I think Barkley potentially not being there. I hope that he isn't playing because it kind of puts the load a bit more on Jack Grealish to create. And I'm not saying that he can't create, but I think it's having no Barkley is a massive disadvantage for Villa because obviously like I said, the burden can be shared with Barkley as a creative midfielder, but they don't have that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see tonight, especially with the lineups.
Well,
should we start with a chat?
Yes, before we do that, hello to Kieran James, Daddy UK. Hello, Daddy. Dino or Dino, Slamney. Faux Sheezy, Irish Tommy, Kevin Crawford, Kev D, Arp, Liam, MCC, PB, Ray Borum, Rebecca, Bunga, Stephen Jones, Steve 50, and Stephen Rochford. Thunder and Joy. Hello to everyone. Welcome. Good to see you all. Nice to join us. We will, of course, be live throughout the entirety of the game, all the way through until just after full time when Gio and Gonzo, they'll do a review or some nonsense. We'll put the link in the chat. You jump over there. We make it as easy on you as humanly possible. Hello, Xander. And Chris, who just rocks up as well. Tom, do you want to do lineups first, or do you want to talk very briefly about the FA Cup draw first? Which one would you prefer to do?
Let's do FA Cup first.
So, who did we draw in the FA Cup? You were just watching it as we set up there.
Yes, Stockport County away, a place where we have good memories from before.
Stockport County.
Yes.
There were some wild small teams left in the draw.
Chorley, Marine. I'm hoping Canvey Island get through. I think I'm not sure what time they play tonight. We have to keep an eye out, but hopefully Canvey get through as well. Yeah, it's nice to see. I think this is the best time to play the bigger teams when there's no crowds and stuff like that. Thankfully, they can get some form of revenue in from TV rights and stuff, because especially that Marine game where they've got Spurs, that's going to be massive for them in terms of potentially TV revenue, because that's going to be on BT Sport or BBC or something. So it's brilliant, especially in the times of hardship, that some of these lesser clubs with not as much money have the chance to play in this round, thankfully, of the FA Cup. So yeah, no, it's good, except I'm panicking about Stockport because I think that we're going to lose.
I don't really care, mate. The Canvey Island away would have been the one. Let's be real. That would have been absolute scenes.
2 minutes down the road.
From not you, but someone else in your family. Because you're a northerner. Shout out to Big Nick. Good to if you're out there. Hello. Stockport. It's a good draw. You always want to draw a lower league team. I don't get. It's like when England went far. We say this every time, but when England went far in the whatever last international cup it was, and everyone was like, oh, but they didn't play anyone difficult. I don't care. Get through. It's cup football, bruv. You get to the final. It doesn't matter how you get there. Do you know what I mean? So draw a small team. Stockport's good. Not a Stockport small. Draw a lower side is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Preferably one that we can beat this time. That's the.
I mean,
yeah.
it's us.
That's the caveat with that. Quickly before we get into lineups, there are over 8 of you in here. We expect that will be a few more of you that will filter in as we get going throughout the night. But if you are new around here, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're not already, turn the bell notification on for Ham's Chat. We do have a Patreon as well up in the top, which I'm sure will come down potentially on your screen right about now. And then also there is our Discord. So if you need any of the stream links for tonight's game, they'll be in our Discord, which will be in the description below us. So yes, we'll keep.
I'm loving the ups and downs. We got the thing there.
Oh, we got ups. We got downs.
I'm enjoying that. It's fun. I like this. I can point at you. You can point at me. Let's see if you get it right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hang on.
No, wrong way.
Wait. So which way have I got to go?
Yeah, there's only one other way, my G. I'm up
so
there, Tom. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. Like, there's a bit of ET phone home nonsense going on. No. Anyway, there you go. So these are all the things we've got going on for you there. Patreon, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Tom, West Ham or Aston Villa? Who would you like to know first? I'll tell you what. I'll give you Villas first, so we can see what you've done. Sans Barkley, right? So now I've got Tom. You know me. When it comes to lineup,
have we got an issue tonight?
They've done it correctly, but it's too small. It's not big enough. It's not big enough, and that's something that I personally I'm not okay with. But Villa lineup as such: Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Target, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Horahan, Trezeguet, Watkins, Grealish with Jed Steer, El Mohammadi. I don't know why I lobbed his first name in there. I just got excited.
Yeah, that was the old school Premier League name there.
Yeah, Jed Steer, El Mohammadi, another old school Premier League. El Mohammadi.
Neil Taylor.
Neil Taylor, Nakamba, Traore, El Ghazi, and Ramsey. Ramsey. They've got a few old school Prem names there. But Tom, how do you feel?
This is the thing. I don't know how to call this game because there are so many things that are good about that starting 11 that you look at. I mean, we've spoken before last season. We had a few different sort of conversations because we all kind of expected Villa to go down potentially at one point because it looked until the restart that they were screwed. Especially that goal they conceded against Sheffield United, the phantom whatever it was, handball or something like that wasn't given. So I think they've got such a good midfield. I really like the looks of McGinn. I like the looks of Douglas Luiz. Watkins, I think, is good. For the price tag is a bit meh, but he offers you pace and power through the middle. Jack Grealish, obviously, we know Jack Grealish. Any Premier League side would take him, I believe. I think he's one of the most creative midfielders that England have produced in donkey's years. But yeah, there is so much to like about that Villa side, but it's just difficult because, like I said, they've been so Jekyll and Hyde this season. You don't know which one is going to turn up. Hopefully, it's the one that's been maybe Hyde, not Jekyll. I don't know which one we would say that they are. But there is Matty Cash as well. Somebody that we were linked with.
Listen, you come here for football knowledge, not literary references. Okay, Novella's never heard of them. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, which one's which? Doesn't matter, does it?
So yeah, it's there's going to be areas to get at. They have a decent back four, but again, it's like which one is showing up? Is it Jekyll or Hyde? So I think it will be interesting. I think their centre halves with Antonio coming back in for us, I think you're going to have a difficult night. Would have actually liked to have seen because I think Ezri Konsa and Mings are actually two very bullish big centre halves. So I would have liked to have seen, and I think both of them were not centre halves by trade either. I'm pretty sure Ezri Konsa was not a centre back by trade either. Both converted fullbacks, so there's some big boys back there. So I would have liked to have seen actually for us Sebastian Haller and Mikel Antonio tonight. But obviously, I know that that's not the case. But yeah, there's like I said, there's things to like about that side. There's areas we're going to have to be aware of and shutting down. But I'm confident. I should be because of the run that we're on at the moment. Yeah,
I mean, let's make no bones about it. It's a good lineup. And when you look at their key players, their star players, they're as good as most other teams outside the top six in some of those people. It's the people around them where you have a bit of doubt.
Barkley for Conor Hourihane, and I'd think we'd be in trouble tonight, is what I'd say.
I would agree with that. I mean, like Gio picks up on this on the preview, but Trezeguet, El Ghazi, Traore, they switching those around. There's no sort of consensus about who's the best one to play there. But outside of that, I mean, I love John McGinn. I say this all the time. John McGinn's an absolute boy. I don't care what anyone says. I think John McGinn's a lad, a dude, a don. Lots of words I could use for John McGinn. Douglas Luiz is obviously very good at centre defence midfield. Mings is a great centre back. Cash is turning out to look good so far. Target's
not been very creative though, is what I'd say. There was a graph going around on Twitter the other day of performance level and like expected ability and stuff like that. And Masuaku and Cresswell and Sufal were all like towards the top in the league at the minute, and poor old Matty Cash was down at the bottom of expected performance and expected like something, or I don't know. It's one of those kind of like scatter. What did you used to call them? I did used to do math for GCSE. What was it?
Oh no, I'm just going to leave you to hang.
What's that graph? When it's not the X and Y graph. It's not the X and Y graph. It's the what? Somebody help me out here.
I'm just going to leave you to dangle.
I'm trying to math.
I did. Just for the people who don't know, I did. I studied.
Is it a scatter graph? Is it a scatter graph?
I did maths with statistics, but I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to let him go.
Right, you're a piece of poo at that point, aren't you? I want to call you.
It's a scatter graph. It's a scatter graph. It is a scatter graph. Yeah, but he is doing well. He's doing well enough to where you think, okay, that's good, and then you look in.
Hang on a minute, James. You can't donate that and then go bite. You sound like a golfer playing like he's waiting for his ball to come back down. Bite. That's what Tiger shouted at his golf ball. Bite.
Well, thank you, James, for the 199. We do appreciate it.
Very much,
good luck. It's a falafel graph, as Liam. But you look at Martinez and goal; he's done really well. Target's been decent for a while. I mean, it's a good side. There's a reason why they've done well.
It's great, but it's not quite Carling.
It's not quite Carling. It's not quite West Ham either.
Let's have a
look at the West Ham lineup, shall we? There's still Square, still annoying me. Fabianski, Kufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Masuaku, Rysuchek, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio. Antonio straight back in for Sebastian Haller. Randolph, Johnson, Diop, Noble, Lanzini, Benrahma, Sebastian Haller on the bench. Expected, I guess.
I don't understand it. This is not coming from a place that's. I'm not trying to be awkward. I'm not trying to be difficult. I know that there are deficiencies that Sebastian Haller has that Mikel Antonio doesn't, or possesses that Haller doesn't. I think Antonio obviously works so much better in that system. In Moyes' system, the way he wants to play. This idea that, Antonio presses more from the front than Haller, I think is ridiculous. I actually thought that Haller was, statistically, if you look at the stats, he was the best player on the pitch for us against Sheffield United. He scored the winner against Sheffield United, and I don't actually think he did anything wrong. He created a couple of chances as well. Yeah, there were a couple of bits that he wasn't great at, but are we going to sit there and just completely destroy Mikel Antonio tonight when he does one thing wrong like we do if Sebastian Haller does one thing wrong? I think it's ridiculous. I thought he was excellent against Sheffield United. I would have really liked to have seen the two of them up top. I thought Fornals and or Bowen were not good enough against Sheffield United. I thought Bowen was too greedy in the way that he attacked. There were times where he could have laid the ball off. He could have looked to pass, to potentially lay in some of his teammates. He didn't. That's not to say that he's been bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think that the two of them up top together against a strong defence tonight from Aston Villa, I think they could just provide something different. And I think the biggest thing for me is that way to kill Sebastian Haller's confidence. He's done so much to try and get back into the team. He's hardly been featured as a sub, let alone starting this season. He finally gets that start. He actually scores a goal for us. He scored the midweek for the Ivory Coast as well. And then as soon as Antonio's back, he's just dropped again. I don't get it. I'd have loved to have seen the pair of them up top today. I think they can offer something different. But I trust David Moyes, unfortunately, at the minute. I know that my brother will be here in a second.
He is.
There he is. He'll be celebrating the fact that that Haller has been dropped. But I just think it's unfair on Haller. You could have tried both, do something different. Benrahma's like waiting for a game, but it's frustrating to say the least. I just don't think that Haller did enough to be dropped. But hey.
I said so on the preview. I was talking about the Fredericks Kufal situation. So when Sufal came in, and Fredericks was in lightning form, he got injured. Sufal Vlad ended up going straight in. What my plan here is to just say every single way you can say his name, and that way I can't be wrong. That's the plan. So when Vlad came in, Kufal, he went straight into the side because obviously he was injured. But then that we had the discussion on Two Spanners One Hammer on Patreon. We had the discussion on here. Should Frederick go straight back in after because he was informed beforehand? Now, Moyes said no. Moyes ended up going with Sufal and sticking with the guy who he'd had there, and it didn't come in. I wouldn't blame Sebastian Haller if he was looking at this lineup and Antonio coming straight back in and going,
he has the right to be miffed.
What do I do? What can I do at this point?
That's what I mean. He has a right to be miffed. I create a couple of chances. If Souček hadn't have completely blitzed that shot wide the other day when he was like, we were all shocked that he missed the sitter that he had. The same went for Haller. I know he did miss a sitter as well, but all of a sudden, if Haller gets the assist with an ingenious header back across to Souček and he ends up scoring and he gets the goal as well, all of a sudden people are like, well, he has to start. He has to start. But unfortunately, Antonio, I'm just worried for Antonio as well. I always feel like whenever he comes back, it's always like a rush to get him straight back into the team. Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen Haller start and then, if so, bring Antonio on at 60 minutes and just give him that half an hour. It always feels so risky with the way that his hamstrings are to bring him on and say, go give me the full 90 minutes, because that's what David Moyes, unfortunately, I think he's going to do tonight. He's going to go, give me the full 90, just give you 110%, or at least to the 80 to the 90th minute. And unfortunately, we're in a position where we only have one fit backup striker. So I'm worried about how it's going to affect Antonio over the 90 minutes. And I think the more sensible thing to do would have just been to stick with Haller in this game. It's not like he's going up against a Spurs or a United, or when I say United and not been exactly 110%, but he's not going up against a big team where we're not going to get enough chances. I thought he would have had a lot of chances tonight, and it would have been a perfect game to try and keep his confidence going and then bring Antonio in on 60 minutes. If I had the option, I would start, like I said, the both of them. This is not me having a dig out of Antonio, because I love Antonio at the minute. I love what he brings, but I would have gone with the Haller option tonight for 60 minutes, would have been the safer option, and then bring Antonio on from there.
I mean, I would have kept Haller in the starting lineup. And had Antonio off the bench. And I think, in reality, actually, if you think about it from Villa's point of view, are you more scared of Haller coming off the bench, or are you more scared of Antonio coming off the bench?
I'm more scared of Antonio coming off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have. So you start in my head. You start the guy who's just scored, give him some faith, give him some confidence. He's come back from international break looking good, and I think the goal aside, I think he played very well the other night. And then you have Antonio, who's coming back from injury. You don't just lob him in. You ease him in a little bit, bring him on after 70, well, David Moyes 85 minutes, and see what you can do. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to that, but he has gone with Antonio, and I can't necessarily criticize him too much for it, because obviously Antonio's been in the form of his life since the beginning of lockdown.
This isn't a knock against David Moyes. I think it must have been a very tough decision for him, and the way that he has got the team playing right now, we have to respect him 110%. And if this is the decision he's made, most of the decisions that he's made so far this season have worked out, and he's actually shown that, Diet Coke, tactically he's been a lot better this season, and he's made some tough decisions, like the Fredericks one. Now that Fredericks is back, he's made the tough decision not to put him in. It's worked out. So of course I trust him, but I said, in terms of a confidence killer and expecting that whether or not Mikel Antonio's hamstrings can hold off or not. But like you said, would I be more scared of dealing with somebody bullish and strong like Haller for 60 minutes and then go all of a sudden at 60 minutes go, right, there's Mikel Antonio. Now you've got pace and power. It would have been crap, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, it's a very tough ask to deal with at that point. But I mean, hey, it's like I said, I don't mind either way, whichever way we've decided to go. I feel bad for Haller's confidence, but I just think this is more of a sign of like, it's the beginning of the end of him at West Ham, unfortunately. And the sooner that Moyes gets the chance to potentially get rid of him, and if he can score a few goals on his way out and boost his price, and then he brings in someone like Josh King, I think that's what we're basically gravitating towards.
I do think it's extraordinarily short-sighted from David Moyes, but but my man's not been to Specsavers in 20 years and changed his mind on anything. So, just in case you haven't seen the lineups, once again, that's the Patreon thing. Ignore that. In fact, I'll just leave that up there. Guys, we have a Patreon. I clicked the wrong thing. Go and have a look. There it is. What a beautiful thing I've made at some point. Didn't mean to click it, but you're having a look anyway. There you go. Wait for it to go. Here we go. There it goes. What a time to be alive. Animations. Am I right? So, just in case you haven't seen the lineup, it's exactly the same except for Antonio in for Haller. So, Fabianski, Sufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Masuaku,
Taylor,
Rice, Cech, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio, with Randolph, Johnson, Diop, Noble, Lanzini, Ben Rama, Haller on the bunch. Whereas Craig Dawson says, after 16, is he not fit? Ben, I don't believe he exists anymore. I don't believe it.
It's
a lie. But he was a lie invented by the government to do some stuff. I was going to say some nonsense, but I can't think of anything.
Quickly, before we go into match predictions and stuff from everybody and sub bingo and all that good stuff, there are 108 of you in here right now. If you haven't already, don't forget, do drop a like on the video, subscribe. If you are new around here, it helps us, but not us specifically. It helps Hamish Chat. It helps Gio, Gonzo, all of us included. It helps. And if you need any stream links for tonight, then don't forget, check out our Discord in the link in the description, and there will be stream links for the match in there should be right about now. I'm going to go and check, see if they've been put in by Ginge. But if you are in need of any...
From the wonderful Jim Stebbins, by the way, who is in the chat. Jim, if you ever use the chat from our Discord, shout out to Jim Stebbins in the chat. It'd be that way for me. Shout out to Jim Stebbins in the chat. Absolute boy. Doing bits. Ginge. What a lad. He says they're not in yet, but if you've ever used one, thank him. He does the Lord's work. He's a great dude. He's a great dude. So we are about 15 minutes away from kickoff.
Score predictions.
Time for score predictions. I'll go first. So I said this on the preview. I'm going with 1-1. I feel like I'm confident they're not going to score more than one past us. I think we'll be decent enough. I am scared of a few of their players, and I think if they get a chance, they'll take them. However, I think the same of us. I said on the preview in regards to Haller or Antonio, as long as we get a chance in the right area for either of those players, I'd be confident enough that they would actually score. I felt like it was a thing. And having a look at the lineups, Villa's is... I mean, they look significantly less scary without Barkley, but at the same time, they're still a decent side. I'll stick with 1-1. I think it's... But I think don't get me wrong, I do think there is a potential there. I do think there is a potential for a West Ham sneaky win in it. I do think so. Tom, what are you saying? Score prediction.
I'm saying 2-1 to us. I think genuinely we'll have enough going forward. I think Antonio's getting himself on the score sheet tonight. I think it'll be a good game. Like I said before, it is what it is. In terms of subs, it's I'm not gonna cry over spilt milk. Is that the saying?
that is the saying, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say West Ham 2, Villa 1 tonight. I'm going to be the optimist. I was optimistic against Sheffield United, even though we thought it may have been a boring game. I just think that David Moyes, we did a video on it this week, didn't we? What we spoke about, or you edited ever so beautifully the deal or no deal video, but we were like, yeah, David Moyes, give him a new deal. Well, some of us were, Charlie wasn't. But I think it's... I'm confident at the minute. I'm confident. The only thing I worry about is if Sufal can shut down, which I hope he should do. If he can shut down Jack Grealish, I think it's going to be so difficult. I think that's the only place they're getting their creativity from, and it's going to be a wild one if we don't. So if Sufal can shut Grealish down, I don't worry too much about what they bring. I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. I think Ollie Watkins is going to score for them. But yeah. There we go.
Shout out to everyone who got very angry in the comments for me saying no. Including people I see in this chat. Yes, I saw you. Don't think I didn't. Anyway.
Shame.
I genuinely, I can't remember who it was. But I did see someone who said, it was something along the lines of, why do we ever listen to anything Charlie says? He's always fucking wrong, or something like that. And I was like, you still watched though, didn't you? Anyway. Just
there we go. Apart from that, there we go. So yeah, chat. Let's see. Let's quickly turn to you. What do you think is going to be the score today? Score predictions in the chat. Saladin, I did see that you were in here. If you are a Villa fan or someone else, I did see a couple of people arguing with you about something. If you are a Villa fan, feel free to stay around.
As far as I know, Saladin is a Ben Rama fan.
Oh, okay.
Big into the fact we should be playing Ben Rama, and I think
don't necessarily disagree with you, but
I think it's a fair. To be fair, I do think it's a fair point. I think you look at the side. If you look at their defense, if we to talk about Ben Rama just very quickly,
yes.
If you're to look at their defense, they are a little bit susceptible. They've got some big people in there, some good players in there, but you are a little bit susceptible. And you'd imagine if you put Ben Rama in, just get him going, that might even draw out some space for Antonio to get into, for Bowen to get into, stuff like that. That'd be good.
Just very quickly, I just want to say, if Irish Tommy, if you are in here, Irish Tommy,
he is.
I just want to say, I'm so sorry. It must hurt you tonight to see Jack Grealish versus Declan Rice. So sorry.
Irish Tommy, if you're here, which I know you are,
feel free to have a go at me.
Feel free to have a go at Tom. Is what I will say. Feel free.
Yeah, Conor Horan.
Tom, stop winding people up, and go. What are the people saying about score predictions?
Right, score predictions. Let's see what we have got in here. 1-1 says Calla. Nice to see you, Calla. Dave Ben 3-1 Irons. Ben is saying 2-1 West Ham. 2-1 Villa says Calla. It's usually me telling you how to do it. JR 3-2 Villa win in a cracking game. Tom once again winding up the Irish. No, this is the thing. If you watch my video that I did on my FIFA video the other day, I was literally sat in my Drogheda shirt, so you can't even say that I wind up the Irish.
I mean, I can because you were just winding up the. You were literally just winding up the Irish.
Oh, look at Irish Tommy being the ever so stereotypical Irishman crying into his Guinness.
You love a Guinness more than the bloody Irish.
I do love it. Yeah, also Rick Ferguson 3-0. All right, well, we haven't had many score predictions.
There's some above that.
Is that? Oh.
When we first mentioned it.
2-1 all day long, says Ironics. Wally World 2-1. Stephen Jones 2-2. Saladin was saying 2-1 Villa. 3-2 Villa, says Eric. Eric, bloody hell. Adrian Whitfield, nice to see you in here again, mate. Says 2-0 fifth place. Jamie Green, lovely to see you. Steve 50, obviously. 2-2 games, says Usman. 1-1, says Kieran. 1-1 and Justy are terrible, says Rebecca. Fair enough. Irish Tommy 3-1 West Ham. Jamie Green was saying 2-2. Tim Redshaw 3-2 West Ham. So there's a lot of positivity. There's a lot more negative. I wouldn't say negativity so much, but it's a bit more. I didn't expect to see as many people putting draws as such as well, which I thought was interesting.
I think you gotta give Villas the respect they deserve for their start. It's been a lightning start for them, and I think if they had beaten Brighton in their last game, then I think there would be a lot more pessimism amongst the chat.
Listen, Irish Tommy and Rebecca, let's chill out here, okay? There is some serious. I'm feeling hot and misty already. I'm now even feeling hot and mistier after seeing that comment from Irish Tommy. This is interesting. Let's just take 5. I don't know what all these hand signals are. But they're happening. Charlie just reached out.
So I think if they'd beaten Brighton, then there'd be a lot more pessimism. But I think you have to give them the respect for their start they deserve. But like I said, I feel like there's a cheeky win potentially. But I'll stick on my fence. I'll stay on the fence. Have a grand old time. Ed, hello, good to see you. Thoughts on the FA Cup draw? We spoke about it, but basically, I'm positive. Tom thinks we're going to lose. Whereas I am here for it.
Yeah. Apparently Liam Gallagher is at the game. Is that real? Is Liam Gallagher actually? People saying LG, which must mean Liam Gallagher. Is he at the game?
Not the phone company.
Not the phone company. Can somebody just confirm that they've actually seen Liam Gallagher at the game? Because Gio may losing himself.
Aston Villa.
No, he's not. Oh, I think he's on the One Show.
Let's do a live watch along.
Hello, mate. Keep up the great work as always. Can I please ask you honest questions on fake taxi, please? Oh, shout. Didn't even see that. Lovely to see you, Liam. absolute boy. Um,
Bruv, can we just before we speak to Liam, just very quickly? I just want to put it out there that I want to do a live watch along on the One Show. Carry on, talk to Liam Gallagher.
live watch along on the One Show.
It's a good series, Liam. Next question.
Yeah, I don't know. You just kind of just left me with that one. I didn't know if it was something I had to say.
There was nothing. I'm just hanging you out to dry today. I think it's the thing.
Oh, that was it. Opinions on fake taxi. Well, I mean, as I'm sure you are all aware, you can sometimes think that you're getting in a taxi and then end up blowing a dog in a ditch.
Well, I'd like to raise, not to get too far into the lore of fake taxi, okay, not the deeper meanings of the stories behind fake taxi, but is the taxi fake? Because
no, it's a real taxi.
It's just that sadly they always seem to forget money. It's
just a man with a very big ego.
Taxi.
In a taxi, yeah, all that as well. Anyway, we are 5 minutes away from kickoff. I just want to say quickly. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to quickly go for a wee, and then I'm going to come back and say what I want to say because it's related to Papa Bouba Diop and some other stuff. Because I imagine we're going to have them in silence tonight, so I'll be back in 1 second.
All right, you go pee. Go on. Man, he went from fake taxi to Papa Bouba Diop. Bunga, bunga, bunga. Shout out. Big scenes. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff, as Tom just said. I don't remember where it is, on what channel, so that's something I've got to figure out in a second. Thank you all for joining us. Let's do just a quick hello to everyone who's currently talking. Alan Robniz. Alan. We'll stick with Alan for now. All Things Leeds, Ashley Kemp, AFA's 16, the real AFA's 32, Ben P, Eric Olstead, George Priestley, Irish Tommy, James Gunn, Jim Stebbins, John Haig, ooh, Joseph, Bramley Calla, I got it right, screw Tom, Liam Gallagher, Migsy, Nawaf, MT, I apologise if I mispronounced that, Neat Way, Rebecca, Richie Von Rock, Steve 50, Steve Bruce, Sutarina, I apologise if I pronounced that incorrectly. Taye, Wally World, Will Lunnon, hello everyone. Ismail dropped in as well. Bonnie Hammer. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the watch along. Like we said, we'll be live until full time and then just slightly after. At which point, Gio and Gonzo will go live with their review. We will send you across there. And you can all have a gander at what they're saying. We'll give you a phrase to spam in there. It'll probably be bunga, bunga, bunga. And yeah, you can get involved. Jim has given us the update, Tom, that the streams channel in Discord, by the way, they are there. They are ready. So if you click on the Discord link below, if you're looking for
Stephen Jones can't come use another vase to do his business in. What's going on here then?
You have to ask Stephen that.
Also, Did you see Maisie jump on the bed? Because she was there for a second.
No, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but I was full screen, so I couldn't tell what was
happening. Maisie was on the bed. You missed her, unfortunately. I imagine quickly that they may be doing a minute silence tonight for Papa Bouba Diop. They are wearing the black armbands. So I just want to say, I want to take this time to just quickly, for anybody that has lost anybody in the last few months through this COVID stuff. My granddad's brother this morning, who had his third stroke in as many weeks, unfortunately passed away at 6 o'clock this morning, my mum's uncle. So I know Papa Bouba Diop himself obviously passed away yesterday. So I just want us all, if we get the chance, with the minute silence, to all just take a minute just to remember those that we've lost over the last few months, especially going into Christmas. It's going to be a rough Christmas for everybody. But let's just take that minute. Let's just try and keep the chat clear just for a minute. I know it might be difficult, but just to respect and remember those that we have lost in the last few months. Like I said, it's going to be a difficult Christmas for all of us. Not just myself, obviously, it's difficult for us today. But he was a massive West Ham fan as well, so hopefully we can take home the 3 points for the boys today. There you go.
Big plays incoming. Just before that, one last look of the teams. Let me pull up the internet just before we have that minute silence. One last look at the teams. West Ham lineup as such: Fabianski, Kufal Sufal, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Masuaku, Bryce Souček, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio, with Randolph, Johnson, Diop, Noble, Lanzini, Ben Rama on the bench. Aston Villa line up with Martinez, Cash, Conser, Mings, Target, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Hurahan, Trezeguet, Watkins, Grealish, with a bench of Steer, El Mohammadi, Taylor, Nakamba, Traore, El Ghazi, J. Ramsey. That minute silence I suspect will be coming up just in a minute. We're just doing that while the teams are out. We'll see. Then we get to play the fun game of how far is Tom ahead of Charlie. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. As I was saying, we're through till full time. What a time to be alive. We thank you all for joining us. Black Ross has just rocked up. Hello, sir. Dave Ben. Oscar Barrett. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be doing sub bingo just after kickoff. We won't start spamming it now because of the minute silence. Because it will just take over the minute silence. But yeah, we appreciate it. We will get involved with sub bingo. Trust me. I want in. Tom, what I'll do is, will you be able to tell me when to start a minute silence? And
yes.
Also B, when kickoff happens on your screen, please.
The way that they're looking, I don't know if they're actually going to do the minute. I thought we would hit a minute silence for Diop. They are all wearing black armbands, so I guess that was what it was going to be representing. But yes, I shall keep you updated if they do that. Okay, here we go. Like I said, if we can try and keep the chat clear for the next minute, just to remember those that we've lost. Not just in football, but in personal lives for all of us as well. Here we go. Oh, they're doing an applause. Do you know what? I'll give them a minute's applause as well. And there we are, all done. Thank you for keeping the chat clear, guys. I really appreciate that. But let's get on with the main event. It is West Ham versus Aston Villa at the London Stadium. I know, obviously, if we were all in the ground, we'd be doing similar things. I tried to keep that a bit quiet, just not to destroy your ears. But yes.
I was trying to clap as far away from the mic as I possibly could. Which is a bit awkward in this setup, but it is what it is. Shout out to Papa Booper Diop, absolute boy.
Yeah, got Maradona as well. It's crazy.
Of course, yes, of course.
It's been a horrible year.
This week is just gone.
And we are ready off.
Week 10 of the Premier League season. It is West Ham United versus hosting Aston Villa, I should say. Not even versus, hosting Aston Villa. You can just hear Maisie in the background. I'm going to full screen Tom just in case we get a Maisie sighting. There she is.
She'll come back up in a second.
There she is. She's out there. She's doing bits. Thank you very much for just keep an eye on the mates. Look, she's there. She's just over Tom's shoulder there.
She's trying to bring me her Christmas blanket. This is what's happening.
She wants you to know, bro. She wants you to see. Big plays. The match is underway. Tom, we're actually virtual. I'm like a second behind. What a time to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, love that. I'm not touching that.
Love that for the first time in a while.
For the first time in quite a while. Rebecca, she'll bring it up to you in a second. Don't you worry. She'll come show you. Jeffrey Stelly, nice to see you in here, my friend. If there is any of you in here that needs a stream, if there's any of you that need a stream for the game,
close.
Fabianski. Martin Tyler just called Fabianski Martinez. There we go.
Who was it? Who was it? Was it
Souček, I think. Not sure, but it's an early corner. What happens here? It's right across. Somebody gets there. Is that Matt Target that gets their body into the way there? I don't know. It's a decent start though,
My
thankfully.
target's hench, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a bit bigger than me actually.
When's he got wedge? When's he got wedge?
Jared Bowen with the set piece delivery by Bonner! Get in!
Early start, 1-0. Angelo
Let's go. Oh, hello, Maisie. You're getting excited. Get in, Angelo Bonner. Back stick, mate. Maisie's gone crazy. Oh, she's gone mental. Bonner, get in.
Corner from
Brilliant
Jared Bowen
ball over.
puts right into it's a great ball, to be fair, into the 6-yard box. Ogbonna rises completely unchallenged. He's lost his man. I don't know where his man went there.
What a header that is.
But he's left to basically stand up one of the Villa defenders who barely knows he's there, and it's a fantastic header. And Martinez doesn't have a chance with that. Does not have a single
Bonner
chance.
once again stating his case as we believe one of the top 10 centre backs in the Premier League, if not top 5.
We did the maths. He is in the top 10. It's a quick start. It's West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0. Quick start. You love to see it. Things you love to see. Things you love to see. It's big.
It's big.
It's big.
That's a great start. Exactly the start we needed. Now David Moyes can, if he wants, he likes to go into this early goal, and he can go into the defensive shape that he likes. He can try and absorb as much as he can and break on the counter. It's literally the perfect start for David Moyes. Thankfully. So
you love to see.
Hello. What are you doing? Have you come to show the stream your Christmas blanket, have you? Come on then, come across here. There we go. This is hello stream.
This stream is Maisie with her Christmas blankie.
She's here with her Christmas blanket. There you go. She's feeling the Christmas vibes. No, we're not here to play.
She's stealing the Christmas vibes like the Grinch is what she's trying to do, bro.
Oh dear, she is a beautiful girl. She had a lovely long walk at the beach yesterday. Lovely long walk at the beach. What was I saying earlier, Ed? What did I say earlier? Hello, Mrs. Moo.
Big Maisie loving the chat.
Yeah, if you have just tuned in, welcome. This is the watch along for Aston Villa West Ham. Just playing with my dog just for 5 minutes, just to keep her quiet.
Why not? Neat Way says, how old, Tom?
She's 2.
I assume Neat means
there you
dog,
go.
Not you.
Love that from Vladimir Sufal. Oh yes, sometimes bone a dog in a ditch. Yeah, that was a Four Lions reference, by the way.
What a film.
Can't say the second half of that line, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd advise you not to, but what a film. If you haven't seen
Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish just got bodied by Vladimir Sufal, which was beautiful.
We're seeing that header again from Ogbonna in the replay, and it's so good. He loses his man at the corner. I don't even think he has to try. The man just sort of seems to walk away from him. And the Villa defender, who he ends up battling for the ball with, barely knows he's there. He jumps about twice as high as the guy and just nods it past. He's so close. He's so close to the net that Martinez can't do anything, even if he wanted to. It's a great header. It's a great header. Early goal. You love to see it. So what did I see? Don't know. Chat's got away from me. Jack got away from me now.
Sorry, I'm just we're fighting. Just give it. Don't start on me. I'm trying to watch the football, woman. Start fighting with your wife for the TV remote. No, I want to watch EastEnders. No, it's time for football. Oh dear. I'm just going to have to go put her downstairs because unfortunately she's going to be a pain. I'll be
Fair
1
enough.
second.
Just thought I'd leave that just for Tom to just deeps to deal with. Off she goes. 1-0. What an early start. You love things you love to see. Things you absolutely love to see. And it gives us it's what we want as well. We love an early goal. It really suits us to the ground. That cross from Masuaku was potentially one of the worst crosses I've seen in a while. That was like when I first started playing FIFA after playing PES for 3 years and I pressing the wrong buttons. It was wild. It was wild. Tom, you need a better wife. I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not getting involved in Tom's nonsense. Ross Barkley, you're lucky I'm injured. I'm better than Ziyech and Bruno combined. it's a bold play, Ross. It's a bold claim. What I would say is that you're not, definitely, but good. I mean, thanks for joining us. I was just checking if Tom was there. I heard a noise. Thanks for checking in and joining us, despite the fact you're injured. We appreciate it. It's one extra viewer. It's one extra viewer, so we don't mind. We don't mind. Ben, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Bit tired. Tried to cook an omelette earlier. Didn't go well. But apart from that, I'm fine, man. How are you, Ben? Good to see you. Tom, it's good. Ross Barkley's injury has meant we've got one extra viewer in the chat. As you can see, Ross Barkley has arrived. He's made some bold claims about himself. I don't know how you feel about him. I personally think he's been a bit wild with that one. But
what's he saying?
You're lucky I'm injured. I'm better than Ziyech and Bruno combined.
My second job is lawyer because we are suing to remove this goal. We can't be losing. #stop the cap.
And I would suggest, Ross, that would go as well for you as it is for the other stop the count that's going on currently. So, the
other former president,
give it a swell. Give it a swell. I also suspect that man, without mentioning him, would also claim he was better than Ziyech and Bruno combined. But you know,
yeah, he probably would.
Here's what it is. We appreciate you being here, Ross. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ross. Sorry, you're gonna have to see my microphone for a second.
Ross, are you in the stands? Are you at home? Where are you currently watching us from? Is it from the lawyer's office? We would love to know. We would love to know.
From the lawyer's office.
We'd love to know.
Concerned.
It's a good start from us, Tom. You missed potentially the worst cross of all time, but apart from that, it's been a good start.
Who made the cross?
Take a guess. Who do you reckon put in the worst cross of all time?
Can't be Arthur Masuaku. He's been brilliant.
It was wild, Tom. He walked up to the ball as if he was David Beckham in his prime, and it was like me playing FIFA for the first time after PES and pressing circle to cross. It was just wild. It was all over the shop.
I'm more concerned at the fact that Canby Island are losing to Boreham Wood.
I'm glad you've got your head in the game. I'm glad you're concentrating on the matter at hand. The thing, people have come here to watch a watch along, to get involved in a watch along for West Ham versus Aston Villa, and quote, I'm more concerned that Canby Island are losing to Boreham Wood. I mean, look, it is what it is. I am holding the VAR officials hostage. Expect lots of penalties for Villa. Fair enough.
Fair, Ross.
Yeah, listen. If you can get it done, you can get it done. You know what I mean?
What's actually happened, Rebecca, to your Just Eat order? Because I see a lot of complaining from you about your Just Eat order right now. Jared Bowen, who cuts inside back across. Unfortunately, nobody there is out for a.
I had last time I ordered from Just Eat. It was actually no, the second last time I ordered from Just Eat was from a Subway, and they just didn't deliver. It said delivered, and I was like, "Well, you haven't, because I ain't got no food."
Do you know
when I saw the you know when it has the map comes up, and you see the little bloke driving about, right? They came down my road, and I went to the window, and I could look out at where it was on the road. They just weren't there, and they're like, "Oh, cool, we've delivered it." I'm like, "Well, you ain't, because I'm looking. They're not there."
Do you know when I lived in Leeds, there was the amount of times that there was a little trick you could do on the Uber Eats app, which was you could say that your food had turned up, and then you would just say, "My food hasn't turned up," and it would refund your order. Thing is, they found out after about the first few months that that's what people were doing, and then decided to ban your account if it wasn't true. So we used to do that, but the amount of times, because there were so many student houses, that they would turn up and just be like, "Oh, I've got an order for so and so," and we're like, "Did you order that, Marco or Cammy, my two fat mates?" And they'd be like, "I don't actually think I did." I'd be like, "Yeah, one of us has ordered that. Thank you very much." So I remember a time was in second year. Somebody turned up with a full Wagamama's delivery from Deliveroo, I think it was, or even Uber Eats or something like that. I don't know who is assigned for who. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got a Wagamama's here." And I was like, "Did you order that, Marco? Cammy, did he?" And they were like, No. "Oh, that must be mine then. Yeah, cheers, thanks for that, mate." full Wagamama's meal. I'm so sorry. It wasn't even mine.
Behaviour.
It's just, I'm so
Disgraceful
sorry.
behaviour.
There's a lot of managers talk going on in our chat at the minute. Jose Mourinho's now rocked up as well.
Has Big Jose rocked up?
Jose's in there, David's in there, Ross is in there.
Hello, specialists in failure. Bow down to the special one, or I will loan one matter to your team. Love
Jane
one
Matter.
Love one. Would take him any day of the week.
Helped him Jane Matter. Who is this? Juan's long lost sister.
Secondly, the Jose Mourinho, is it Paddy Power he's in the adverts for at the moment? Decent.
Yeah.
I like the short one you get on YouTube if you haven't got ad block on. And it's really short. It's like 10 seconds. And he's with his dog. He's like, who's the special one?
Who's the special one? Me.
It's good. It's good. It's a basic, and it's an old joke, but it's good. But it is good. My God, it's all kicked off in the chat, Tom. Ross Barkley's just been called a wank pheasant by David Moyes. I don't know what's going on. I've got my finger on the ban button just in case it gets out of hand, boys. I just want you all to know that. Ross, David, chill. I will start banning if
Ross, David, give it 5, boys.
Give it 5. Step away. Villa under Kosh here. Do you know what? We've started off decent. I can't lie to you. And we do
expect that. You would expect that.
We do like an early goal. As long as we can keep it tight, which David Moyes has trained us to do. He loves it tight, and we should be good. We should be all right.
Do you know what's really crazy is the fact that we are literally about to potentially, if we win this game tonight, go to 5th in the table above Aston Villa, who, in retrospect, we've had one of the hardest starts to a season we've ever had, and we're about to potentially be 5th after tonight.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
Well done, David Moyes. Well done. That's an unbelievable start. Chat as well. Let's hear from you, because let's keep interactive with you guys. There are over 150 of you in here now. Don't worry. If you need to stream, links in the description. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video, join the Discord and Patreon, all that good stuff. Would you be inclined to give David Moyes a new deal? Let's hear from you, chat. Would you be inclined to give David Moyes a new deal at the end of the season? Or if you are like Charlie, would you say, no, David, you're not good enough?
So the question wasn't, would you give him at the end of the season? It was, would you give him a new deal? And I said, I would wait until the end of the season.
Would you give him a new deal, chat? Would you be like me, who says, well, do you know what? Fair enough, let's give it to him. Or would you be like Charlie and say, no, David, you never do anything right in my eyes?
This is what I said. Let me break it down for you, chat. Let me break it down for you.
Or would you be like Jazz?
And I'm going to go full screen for this. No, David, get back in your hole. That's what I said, Tom. That's what I said. I told him to get in a hole.
Unbeaten in the last 8 fixtures versus Aston Villa as a manager. Good omens. Good omens.
As Rebecca also said, David, you can't vote for yourself. This is you're biased. You're breaking the poll.
You're breaking my heart.
I got really excited there. Jez Bish says, don't give him a new deal. Make him squirm. Get Poch. I thought he said get him. I thought, and this is the dyslexia talking, but I thought you'd written get him a meal deal, and I was about to get very excited. I was like, get David a meal deal. What meal deal are we talking? But it wasn't meal deal. I'm just hungry. Is the answer.
Stevie C Game Link quality stream from the Discord. Thanks always.
Shout out Ginge. Shout out Jim Stebbins. What boy?
We would love to take credit for that. All we do is provide the Discord. Well, we didn't even do that. That was my brother. I was after 16. So yeah. If we could, thank you to Ginge. That is so brilliant. He's always brilliant. Also, quickly, Ed saying Poch at West Ham, laughing emoji. Next joke, please. I'll tell you what, here's the next joke for you, Ed. Marcelo Bielsa, one of the top 5 managers in the world. And do you know what is funny? You will probably sit there and say, oh, he's one of the top 5 in the world. What an absolute farce that is. Sorry, carry on.
Farce? What? Yo, the verbiage. You love to see.
He took Leeds from the Championship. Fair enough, he plays a brilliant style of football. Top 5 manager in the world. Have a day off. No,
I agree. I agree with you, but I'm just excited about the word farce being used. What a farce that is! A farcical statement.
All the bitter Leeds fans I've seen on Twitter this week going, "Oh, well, look at that! Look at what he's actually done to Leeds." Yeah, he's taken you from the Championship to the Premier League.
Ed, aka All Things Leeds, he's just claimed that your statement was farcical. How do you respond, sir? How do you respond? I like the way you started this bit by going, "There's over 100 and something in you in the chat. Let's interact with the chat," and then you went Leeds. Ed, you're a farce, mate. You chat ball.
No, because here you go. Here's the argument. He changed the entire club and city in 2 years, and we won the championship by 10 points, returned to the Prem for the first time in 16 years. So he took a 13th place team to winning the league. Fair enough. So shall we put Eddie Howe in the conversation for World Manager of the Year 3 or 4 years ago when he took Bournemouth all the way from League One to the Premier League and getting up there? Are we to give Fat Sam for taking us from the Championship up to the Premier League, or Chris Wilder for bringing Sheffield United all the way up and then getting them to finish in Europe the following season after being promoted with that squad that he had last season? Have a day off. He's a fantastic manager. Top 5 in the world? Give me a laugh. Have a day off. It's not a chance. Not a chance. And I love me some Leeds, but no. Just no. I'm done.
Nice to see you, chat. Good to see you all. You're all welcome here always. All opinions open. Welcome here on the Ham Chat Watch Along. I agree.
I genuinely think that that Chris Wilder has done a better job than Marcelo Bielsa. Up until last said. Up until probably this season. Like, he has done brilliantly well, Bielsa, but Chris Wilder also last year took that Sheffield United team, who were in the Championship for, it seems, just as long as Leeds have been. They've been in there since, 2006, thanks to Carlos Tevez, or 2007 they've been there. And they got promoted and then went and had that season. And yet Chris Wilder wasn't even talked about as one of the best managers in world football. All of a sudden, Sheffield United were down in League One. There you go. So it's... To be fair, I'm just saying...
To play devil's advocate... If we want to have, apologies. If you want to have this conversation,
Sheffield United go close.
Ooh, that's Aston Villa. To play devil's advocate, Bielsa's done a hell of a lot more in his career than Chris Wilder has.
Yes, but
I understand the point you're making. But I would say if you're comparing the two.
Oh, yeah, of course. There's no comparison. And there's literally no comparison. And who plays a better style of football? Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah.
But did Chris Wilder make Sheffield United globally known? No, but Ed, Leeds were globally known before bloody Bielsa was there. Leeds is one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Okay, we need to calm down with your northernness now. We need to let's lower this a little bit.
Let's just have it quickly. Not in terms of monetary stature, but Leeds United are one of the biggest clubs in world football. Legitimately, they are literally one of the biggest clubs in world football.
Are they though? Are they?
Literally are. Literally, they were in Champions League finals and stuff.
Mark Viduka's one of the best strikers in the world currently.
Haven't they even won the Champions League before? Or did they get to a Champions League final?
Who cares if they've won a Champions League?
Even Notts Forest are bigger than us.
Aston Villa have won a Champions League.
That's what I mean. A massive club. But Leeds have got more fans.
Mate, the football fans live in the past, man. It's wild. It's wild.
No, but they are. They're one of the big... You would say that they literally are. Leeds United have got fans everywhere. Everyone has
fans everywhere. We have fans everywhere.
Nah, there's a difference though. Leeds in League One would take people they took to an under 18s game. They took 4,000 to Man United or something daft for an under 18s game just because they hadn't played United in however long.
Just because Leeds fans have nothing better to do with their lives doesn't make them a big team. Okay, that was deliberately aggravating. I do apologise, Ed. I don't mean that. That was legitimately aggravating for no reason. I apologise. I do. We'll discuss this on the watch along. That's a fair point.
We'll get back to the game. We get so distracted. Well, I get so distracted.
We'll have a big chat. We'll have a big chat. It's a free kick to Aston Villa in a good area there. Aaron Cresswell giving it away. Watkins tries to. Was it Watkins?
Is that Aaron Cresswell that makes the foul? If so, that is the first foul this season, believe it or not, that Aaron Cresswell has committed this season. Did you know that? That is the first foul that Aaron Cresswell has.
Is that true?
Legitimately, there was a stat going around the other day. That is the first foul that Aaron Cresswell has committed all season long.
That is wild. That is actually a wild thing to have. It's a great area.
And have the most chances created by a defender with 18. He's got however many clean sheets and assists now as well.
This is a good area and a good position for Villa, who can take a free kick. They can hit him if they wanna. It's a good area, a very good area. Ed, we will talk about it on the watch along. Don't worry about it. that last one was me just deliberately being aggravating. I do apologise. I didn't mean that.
PB, having lived in Leeds for 20 years, they think that they are that big, and we're to a degree, and were to a degree in the 90s, but they're not even as big as Villa for the world for a fan base. I would, as having lived in Leeds for the last 5 years, and having lived up north. Good save, Fabianski, down to his right. Having lived up north for the last 15 or 16 years, and having lived in Leeds specifically for the last 5 years, there is a sense of arrogance that comes with Leeds fans. I will agree with that much. But they are one of the, in my opinion, which I believe to be kind of right. Like, if we're talking biggest clubs in the world, European-wise, in success, Bayern Munich, obviously. Like, if we go by leagues, Barcelona, Real Madrid, massive. Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, massive. AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, even though before, like, the 21st century, not as big as they, probably should be. Inter Milan, way better, but that's a story for another day. Roma, like those kind of teams, they're massive in terms of the footballing world. In England, you would say, up until probably a few years ago, unfortunately, Chelsea because of Abramovich money, Man City now because of the oil money. But the biggest teams in England before those two are Man United for me, Liverpool, Leeds, easily. Potentially, if we're going off of cup space before. Like, I'm thinking of, not just support in how much money the club is or how big their stadium is or anything like that. I'm literally talking on just like stature alone. I put Leeds up there every week. Doesn't matter what their league they are in, week in, week out, they fill that stadium. So and trust me, I'm not just saying that because I grew up in Yorkshire. Unfortunately, no, I grew up. I am a southerner.
Keep telling
but
us
there we go.
Keep telling us that.
I just have to give it. I mean, I definitely haven't got a Leeds jacket in my cupboard, unfortunately, that I've been given as a hand-me-down, which I won't put on stream. But
whereas I think they're just a small club with a small mindset and small fan base. Bye. Anyway, so.
Okay, I've seen the chat. Something bad's coming.
So have I. At first, I was trying to decipher whether or not it was because of you continuously talking about Leeds, but no.
So, who do we reckon scored? The best outcome for me here is Jack Grealish. Just for fantasy points alone. Now I'm knowing that it's coming, or an assist. But is it going to be Ollie Watkins? It's Grealish. I mean, it's just poor. It's just poor.
So Grealish collects the ball in the centre. He's run. There's no challenges even close to him. No one steps close to him. And to be fair to him, it's an absolute belter of a shot. But he's running at it. Balbuena, Ogbonna, no one even comes close to him, really. As he hits it, it takes a minor deflection off Ogbonna's foot, who just sort of sticks the leg out in a very nonchalant fashion, which is more than enough to take it past Fabianski. It's 1-1.
That deflection makes the world of difference. That goal does not go in if it is not a deflection, unfortunately. That's just the luck of the draw, unfortunately. But so that is poor from us. No closing down whatsoever. Just allowing the best player creatively on the pitch for Aston Villa, and you just allow him that time and space to come forward. That's just idiotic, in my opinion. For a team that's been so well drilled the last few weeks, that is shambolic defending.
Very annoying. Very annoying because they just let him wander into that space.
You don't back off like that. Was Roger Johnson against Man City-esque. You do not give him that time and space. I'm sorry, but that is just appalling from
I wouldn't
us.
say it's that bad, but it was very bad.
It was.
The Roger Johnson City one was bad. The Roger Johnson City one was worse only because he did it for about 20 minutes. When I think back to that goal, I think Roger Johnson.
I just couldn't see him just crawling backwards
for a while. Whereas that was a bit quicker than that, but it was very good. It was very bad from the defense.
It was very good from the defense.
Very good from the defense. Yeah, it's what it is.
Also, Ben, is West Ham clips in the chat? He isn't, is he? I don't think he is.
I've never met someone who mentions another person so much as Tom
No,
mentions clips.
Ben just literally put clips. If you were in the chat, please check Discord DMs. I'm just going to say.
Non-stop.
I don't think he's here.
Non-stop.
Hopefully he's all right. I know he was dealing with a family bereavement, so hopefully everything's cool for him. Ed, don't start. Getting Villa are now going to be a tiny little West Ham United. Well, here was my next point. That arguably we are also one of the biggest teams if we're talking about following and history. We are up there as well. I would put us. I would put Leeds. I would put Notts Forest because of what they did previously. Yes, we could live in the past, but in terms of actual statures of clubs, if we're talking about the biggest clubs stature-wise, I'm putting us in as a big club. There are certain clubs in England that I would say are big clubs, and I would put us in there as a big club.
I don't think we're a big club. I just don't think Leeds are any bigger than us. I think they are also small. So it's a handball against Jared Bowen there, who
United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Spurs. I mean, Spurs they've won as much as fucking we have in the last however many years. Spurs, and then I'd put in same category Arsenal, yeah. But then I'd literally very close behind. I wouldn't put Leicester in that category. I'm talking like actual fan bases, big clubs. I think we're bigger than. I think us and Leeds are massive. Just saying. I think we're big clubs. In terms of English football in stature, I think we're big clubs.
I just don't. It's frustrating conceding that goal because we didn't need to concede it.
Yeah, I put Newcastle in that category as well.
It's one of those situations where you have a player's reputation, I think, influencing decisions a little bit. You see Jack Grealish running towards you with the ball, you step off and give him too much space, and then it punishes you. Whereas in reality, I'm like, I feel like that was avoidable. And it puts us in an annoying position because, as I like to say, Tom, that basically puts us back at 0-0 at this point. So all of the effort early on was for naught.
It was indeed. No, we're doing well. Glenn, lovely to see you, mate. Yeah, Everton are in that category as well. Everton are in there. Let's say top 10 biggest clubs in England. Scum, so Man United, Liverpool, Leeds, Forest, Villa, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, West Ham, Newcastle. I'd tend to agree. Are Everton in there? Nah, you see, I'd even replace Chelsea with Everton. That's how big.
It's 2020.
Everton I think are in there as well. How's that? Yeah, but it's the same thing as saying, well, Celtic have been shit for years. Yeah, they get in Europe and whatnot. They've got one of the biggest followings in world football. Rangers and Celtic are massive.
It's 2020. It's 2020. We talk about Nottingham Forest like they won the Champions League last year. It's 2020. They didn't even win it this millennium. Anyway. Okay, so last trophy West Ham won. No, look, Ed, you're misconstruing me. I'm not saying we're bigger than you. I'm saying you're as small as us. Get to know. I'm not saying we're big, Ed. I think you're misunderstanding the situation. My friend.
Glenn, poor Glenn.
Also,
let's take a second.
The Betway Cup in your face. Shout out to Glenn, by the way. Glenn is an absolute lad.
Can we just take a second just to I'm so sorry, Glenn. Football is not kind at the best of times. No. Who would have thought, that we would have been above Arsenal at this stage of the season? Poor Arsenal, unfortunately, if you didn't know, they haven't won in 4 games now. It's a pain, unfortunately, for Arsenal. So sorry. You don't even know the local dish of Leeds. Jez, that's wild. I mean, that's wild. Oh, Masuaku, big skillage. Love that. Plays it inside. A lot of space down here for Soufal. He's going to try and have a dig, and it's 20 foot over the bar. James, Antonio looks absolutely burnt already. He does, doesn't he? He looks a tired boy. David Moyes, proper clubs in England: Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Everton, Aston Villa, West Ham, Leeds, Newcastle, Forest, Leicester, Sunderland. I think that's a fair list. Legitimately, that is a fair list.
Rebecca with the £5. Thank you, Rebecca. Still hungry, but sub bingo. 79th minute. Sub bingo, everyone. When will David Moyes make his first substitution? In my opinion, I'm sticking with 69. I'm sticking with 69.
If they're just because that it's very topical right now because of basically me and Ed. Unfortunately for doing this.
It's topical because of me.
We'll get back to the football in just a second. But I have just one quick question for the chat, just so we because I just want to keep interacting with you guys. Is there any teams that you don't think are in that list, but you would make a case for being a big club in England? Like, I just need to Google what Thiago's saying before. I either decide to ban him. Oh, okay. He's saying handsome guy. Thanks, Thiago. But that's just Charlie.
Stop it, you liar. Thiago will time you out for lying. Go away. Thiago Vieira, do you reckon, speaking of Leeds, do you reckon Thiago Vieira is related to Ronaldo Vieira, former Leeds Youth Academy midfielder?
What a boy Ronaldo Vieira is.
Ronaldo Vieira.
Played with Marco, my old flatmate.
There you go.
Back in there.
Love to see it.
I still think that's mad. Being mates with Godders, Ronaldo Vieira people, and then there's just you sat at home drinking pints.
All things
Sorry,
Leeds. How many top flight titles have West Ham won, Charlie? Ed, how long have you been in the Premier League? Next question, sir. Away with thee. Bro, you're misconstruing the point. You are as small as we are. We are not bigger than you, but you are not big, and neither are we. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about what happened in the 90s. Mark Viduka was great. We all enjoyed him. He was grand. I loved Mark Viduka more than everyone else. Do you know where I think about him playing?
Do you know how to really get Ed? This is how you do it. Harry Kewell. And then watch the rage ensue. Can we have some comments on the game, please? We are playing a match tonight. Chat along about the biggest clubs of any day of the week. We're playing. Get Maisie on. She'd do better. You can have some comments on the game. Apologies. We are chatting.
Yes, Michael. It is two small football teams kicking a ball around inside a big stadium. It's 1-1. Look, here's the thing, Michael. Right, is that it's disappointing because we started brightly. And it was looking good. And to be honest with you, I would maybe make the argument that Vic Grealish's goal was against the run of play. However, we made our own luck by backing away, and allowing him to pop off the shot. Yes, it was deflected, which took it past Fabianski, but at the same time, just someone stepped to him a little bit. Just a little bit here. We saw against Brighton. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting this is the way forward, but if you take it to a team in terms of just hacking their best players, it can work. And we've done the exact opposite of that. And I'm not suggesting a hack, although I do love a 2-footed challenge more than the next guy. We just backed away, and let him happen. And then he took a shot, and it is what it is. At this point, Aston Villa are in complete control. I think that the play has gone exactly the other way. And at this point, if you said to me, Villa go in 2-1 up at half-time, I'd believe you, because I think they're in the ascendancy here, whereas we are struggling. And I can't lie, we're reverting to the outball of just punting it up the field, looking at Antonio, expecting him to do magic, and that's not a consistent way of creating. That's a lucky way of creating, and that's part of the problem with relying on Mikel Antonio as the one option, and which is why I wouldn't give Moyes a new contract yet. But we see how it moves. We could work our way back into this, but as of right now, it's fully Aston Villa's. Tom, what did you think?
No, I like you said, I was quite happy to talk about the game in the first 10 minutes, but we've just been completely just dominated in the last 15 minutes, and it's just not been fun. Tell Maisie she can stand down for now. There you go. It's
Thank you, Mike.
I always like talking sometimes about the game if it's going well. Those first 10 minutes I was interested to talk about it, but just after we're getting dominated with possession, it's not fun to go Barkley. Oh, sorry, not Barkley. Grealish.
Yeah.
Watkins. Grealish. But hey, there you go. See, look, there's how you trigger Red.
Sorry.
Harry Kewell is the best footballer that Leeds United have ever produced. Oh, there you go. Big rivalry next Sunday night. Chelsea Leeds being rekindled, as Martin Tyler says.
Yes. Shout out to 2001. Oh, do you know what I just remembered? Yakubu. What a boy.
What are you about to say, Yeboah? Aston Villa are in again.
Ooh.
Fabianski tip it around the post. Watkins again. I thought he may have got a touch onto that, unfortunately. Lovely play from Villa here. Little 1-2 passing on the edge of the box. McGinn passes it through to, I don't know how the hell that has got through there, but it's just gone round the post. Hourahan back to Trezeguet to Watkins, and then he just curls it round the post, unfortunately.
Do you remember Yakubu? No, Yeboah. That was what you said. I know, or used to know, I don't know him anymore, Tony Yeboah's nephew.
You do?
Yeah, he was very good at football as well. I don't know if he ever went on to do anything. I haven't seen him in years because he's just one of those people, when you're friends with someone as a kid and then he just drifts away.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolute ball. He was good at football.
Ref, that's a foul. We aren't offering anything going forward. Early introduction of the Algerian Maradona. That's a bit too early to call that. I know him too. Barry Yeboah works at Pizza Hut now as the manager.
Yeah. That was him, Barry. Big Bazza Yeboah, bruv. He can swaz an absolute deep dish. I'll tell you that much for free.
I watched the Farsley Celtic. Ed, you bloody love Farsley Celtic.
Might as well.
Lucas Rabbit. What a name that is.
Just as big as Leeds, he might as well. That is a great name. Shout out to the past. Big plays.
Oh, Rebecca, that is the biggest of them all right here.
Who?
YouTubers A Top Lad and Athers 32.
Subscribe to Athers 32.
Subscribe to A Top Lad.
Nah, overrated. Alright. Villa are in the ascendancy. I don't like this, Tom, at all. Villa are just
we've just gone hidden in our shell, unfortunately. Ricardo Vazte, West Ham legend. Believe it or not, my man is still playing football in the Portuguese First Division. I think it's for Rio Ave. He's playing.
I saw an
Or Porto.
Was he on my Hammers? Was it my Hammers 11 he was on recently? Out of nowhere. I was like, Ricardo bloody Vazte's rocked up. What a time to be alive that was. Or was it Inside Irons? It might have been Inside Irons. Or my time it was one of the two. But
yeah, he plays for, I want to say, as I yawn, excuse me, Portimonense, I think. He's still playing. Antonio has been just so quiet.
Yeah.
So quiet. He is, like, as literally Rebecca's just put, he is puffed AF.
Yeah, he is.
But this is unfortunately, that's a high boot, no? Hello from Israel, says Rabbi.
Good to see you.
I see you, mate.
Fun fact about Ricardo Vazte. In the last, 15 years, he's played more Premier League games than Leeds United have. Anyway, so let's talk.
We did, Ed. We had, I swear it was a game we either lost 4-3 or we drew 3-3. He is Ross McCormack when he used to play for you back in the Championship. He was there that year.
Yes.
He scored a couple of goals against us. Grealish, the most fouled player in the Premier League, is down again as Vladimir Soufal just goes through him.
Do you know what
and brick shit house?
It just reminds me. When I saw Neymar live, right? When I saw Neymar live against, who was it against? It was Brazil, Chile, and I was shocked at how much he fell over. Like, legit, because obviously when Neymar comes from a reputation, and we all know it's true, of going down easy, right? But like, I was shocked at how much he went down. Grealish is very similar.
Antonio.
Grealish is very similar, isn't he? He goes down a lot.
Only played in the 2010-11 season. Yeah. But Ross McCormack played, didn't he? He scored against us. I swear to God he scored against us. Because that was when you literally had Robert Snodgrass. 2011, 2012. Are you sure, Ed? Are you sure?
Ross McCormack went for 11 million to, was it Fulham?
Becchio played back then. Danny Collins was playing for us. My good God.
My Lord, on loan from Stoke. He didn't play that many games, so it must have been. Is Moyes just hoping the game will change by itself? It feels a little bit that way, doesn't it, Alan? We're sort of just soaking it up and hoping we can get in at 1-1 here. a little bit. But that's the game plan, really. The game plan doesn't really change no matter how many goals we have, annoyingly. Our game plan doesn't change, the opposition's does. We do the exact same thing for 90 minutes. And unfortunately, when you're up against a team like Villa right now, who are in
Thank you, Ed. 21st of August 2011, Ross McCormack scored in a 2-2 draw against us.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where, like, even if it's going poorly, the thing is the same. Soak up the pressure. Try to just hit Antonio on the break. It's the same if we're winning, and it's the same as if we're losing. It's the same as if we're drawing. But it does feel a little bit like we're sort of desperate to go in at 1-1 here.
Yeah, what is Kevin Nolan doing? Kevin Nolan is not happy.
Same, to be fair.
Speaking of no, in the Championship, literally 21st of August 2011 Championship. Michael Oliver was the referee. Carlton Cole scored for us. Paddy Kisnorbo had no goal for yous, and Ross McCormack and Adam Clayton scored. Ross McCormack started up front for you that game with Keogh, Andy Keogh, Snodgrass, Johnny House, and Max Gradle.
Max Gradle.
Andy Lonergan was in goal. Bloody hell. Yeah, this has not been a good half for West Ham. We have been absolutely abysmal for the last half an hour, easily. It's been poor. They have a free kick, edge of the box. Oh, hits the side netting by Conor Hourihane. Aston Villa have been all over us for the last half an hour, unfortunately. Yeah. We were in this Championship 2011, 2012. Yeah, we got promoted in May of 2012. Yeah, it's just we've been poor. We really have. We've had absolutely nothing. After the first 10 minutes, we've had nothing going forward. We're struggling to get a hold in midfield. Villa are passing the ball around. It's not good. I thought it was our first season back in the Championship. Yeah, I don't know which one it was, Ed, but I just know we defo was playing for you back then. Yeah, we've been completely. Talking of Jekyll and Hyde sides, it's been us, unfortunately. I still, looking at this, it looks like playing Antonio was the wrong decision for me, but hey.
I don't know.
Rebecca, did you have your food delivered?
I think it was the wrong decision, but I don't know if Haller would have changed this. He probably would have been more effective to hit from the back, to be fair. Yeah. But I just feel like... I don't know. I think it's the system that's not working right now, as opposed to the individuals within it.
It's just we are playing hoofball, and Haller isn't even in the bloody squad. It's fantastic. Oh, Mings is mucked up there. Jarrod Bowen again. Greed, Jarrod Bowen. Now, I don't think there's much else that he could have done there, unfortunately. But this is his first option. As soon as he gets the ball here, Jarrod Bowen. Watch this. Declan Rice does well in a forward position. Bowen, instead of trying to pass it off, he tries to cut inside and bang one.
Boneless banquet.
Big. Love that. Big. It is a corner to West Ham. Half-time, just on the stroke of half-time. But yeah, that's interesting. We are hoofing the ball so much more. And yeah, Sebastian Haller isn't on the pitch. Crazy. Antonio just trolling about people are silent. Imagine if he was French. Look, James, I don't know if you're trolling these days or not, you fiend. But all I would say is if Sebastian Haller did that, the amount of crap that he'd get is ridiculous.
Like I say, I do believe that it was the wrong decision, but at the same time, I do think the problem here is the system as opposed to the individuals within it. It
would have been so much better as just a power sub just to come on after 60-70 minutes and do something, because we could have literally played Haller at this point and it would have made no difference, absolutely no difference. But he would have been a little bit more mobile. He has not looked fit in this first half for me. Yeah, midfield. Yeah, Ben Davies. I think Moyes is trying to bypass the midfield. It's weird, isn't it? It's literally, we have not tried to play through the middle at all. We have just tried to look to get it long as quickly as we physically can.
We do that every week, though.
I know, but it feels like sometimes
we're doing the same thing. We don't. I 100% agree with you, but like, it's one of those things where we do the same thing all of the time.
That is half time.
Is it? We do the same thing every time, and so what happens is when it's not working, it's fine, but we're still doing the exact same thing. I think when you look at it here, if I go into talking about the half first, mainly because Tom, just to give you a heads up, I'm gonna have to disappear for a brief while very soon. I think that if you play the exact same thing over and over again, which is what we've been doing, then it's not really, we're not changing because of the opposition. So when it comes up against a different system, we look less effective, but that's because we're not doing anything different. So Villa have got centre backs for whatever reason, and I can't quite figure out why it is right now off the top of my head. But Villa are just cancelling it out so easily. Like Tom said, first 10 minutes, good. We were here for it. The first 10 minutes looked decent. We looked like we were sort of, I'm not saying in complete control, but we certainly were the better of the teams. We looked like it was going all gravy. We'd got a goal. It was moving in a nice way. But since that early period, it's just not been happening for us. And for me, you look at it and you say, we need to change formation here. We need to change approach. Because as much as I agree with Tom, and that we should have started Haller and Antonio would have been better as an impact sub in this game and all that sort of stuff, 100% agree. I think what we need here is a different approach. We need different players on the pitch. I know this is futile saying it because I'm painfully aware it's not going to happen, but a 4-2-3-1 is necessary at this point for me, or 4-3-3 or something. Just a different type. We need to take a centre back off and we need to bring on someone who can do something a bit more. It's just not happening. It's just not happening right now for us. We're lobbing the ball towards Antonio, expecting him to do magic with it. And to be honest with you, isn't it working? It's not working whatsoever. And so in that situation, what you do is you go, okay, we need to change up our approach. We need to change up. We need to make some subs now at halftime, ideally, and change our, because if we're just banging our heads against a brick wall at this point, it's the idiom, what is it about repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? It's madness. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just pumping it long and thinking this is going to work eventually. And don't get me wrong, at some point that might work, but we're relying on their lapse of judgment and lapse of concentration as opposed to us actually creating something decent. So for me, I look at it and I say we have to change tack, we have to change. Yeah. If I'm being honest, ideally I think we have to change formation and do something a bit different here. But again, I know that's not going to happen. So what changes do you make inside of that? I think also,
thank you, Fo. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Fo. Sorry, I didn't even see the chat. Thank you so much, Fo. No threat up front. Exactly. So if you can't change the formation, what do? In my opinion, you take off. You bring on Ben Rama and you get it to his feet. You play the ball through the middle to his feet, or even out wide actually. Ball, Cresswell, Masuaku, Ben Rama, and let him run at him. Because right now we're just pumping it and then dealing with it so easily that you need to change that. And that's only if you can't change formation, which I do think we should do. Tom?
I just think I just think we've been poor. We've just been so poor. It's this game was not for this game was for Haller to start. Antonio looks absolutely just out of his arse, just blown. Inside the first 25 minutes, he just looked like he just wasn't fit. We literally earmarked, as I'm sure most fans did before the game, and it was it made sense just to have him as an impact sub today after 60, 70 minutes to come and cause problems, because that's all he was for the first 5-10 minutes of this game. I don't understand the tactics. I don't understand why the midfield has not been used. We bypassed the midfield, as somebody said earlier on in the first half. We were literally just trying to hoof the ball past the midfield. Nothing was being played on the floor. There was no creativity. There was no pace. Bowen and Fornals were absolutely shocking as well in the first half. I am so unimpressed by what I've seen so far. And the problem is now we're not going to see Haller's substitution till the 70th minute. So if Antonio actually does manage to come back out into the second half and do so, it's not going to be for about 10 to 15, 20 minutes of inactivity up front again. If this was the same game and Haller was the one who was doing that up front, and it was instead of Antonio what he was doing just now, the amount of fans that would be having a pop at Haller for not doing much. Antonio's done absolutely nothing. He's offered nothing. I don't think that's his fault. I don't think he's very fit, but thankfully, I would say we do have creativity on the bench. We do have players on the bench who can make the impact. But I think you need to change it now. I think as most of the chat, as I'm looking here, as I can see from what people would change, is Benrahma and Haller both need to come on. And it needs to be sooner rather than later, because we have been absolutely... That's the worst I've seen us play in 40 minutes almost, it feels like, of the first half this season. As soon as that goal went in, I thought, fair enough, we'll sit back in our shells and we'll look to counter. We haven't even done that. We've just sat back in our shells to the point where we've just allowed them to just come onto us time and time and time again. And it is any time that we've looked like a threat going forward, it's just dithered out. It's just been absolutely shocking. So yeah, unfortunately, I think Moyes got it wrong tonight starting Antonio, and I would be looking to get Allaire on as soon as possible. Like I said, it's not a knock against Antonio. He's just not fit, and you can see that because he was blown out of his arse after 25 minutes. You know?
To be fair, though, I think Antonio always blows out of his arse.
Yeah, but he just didn't look at the races tonight. He just looked...
Again, I don't disagree. I'm just sort of... I don't know. It's very rare. I was going to say it's very rare I defend Mikel Antonio, but I'm not even defending Mikel Antonio. I'm just sort of... I just look at it. I just think formationally it's just wrong. I think that's the bigger problem here. I think necessarily you don't have to take Antonio off. I think you if you're determined to play, and this is in a world where he's already playing. I should say again. I would like to stress I would not have started Mikel Antonio today, but. In a world where it's not working, I do think you can keep Antonio on, but you just have to change the approach that we're trying to get. We're trying to get him the ball in one specific way, and we keep banging our head against the wall trying to do that one specific thing. Change that thing, you know?
But the thing is, though, the thing that's worked so well for us in the last few weeks is the fact that we've had the ability for our fullbacks to bang on and get to bomb on and get forward. And unfortunately, I don't think we've seen enough of Masuaku or Crespo trying to get in a position where they can add something going forward. I don't think we've seen Soufal far enough up the pitch. But I also think that it's, that for me is the big telltale sign is how well we're playing is when we are getting men forward. And we haven't seen that. For me, on the counter-attack, going from back to front, I always speak about it. Fluidity is what we need. And it just hasn't had that this evening. Like I said, the first option for us has been to try and hoof the ball long and try to get somebody in behind. And that's fair enough. If Villa are going to come forward to us and they're going to try and press us from the front, and they're going to have gaps in behind, but we haven't had the pace to even get in behind them with these long balls up front. It's totally wrong. The tactic is not working tonight. And like I said, if I was getting into the second half, I would be looking to get Allaire on, get somebody like I said, a Ben Rama, like you said, get it to feet, get our wing backs bombing forward, get the crosses into the box, because I feel like that really is when we've been at our best this season. Exactly. Well, this is where we've been at our best this season, is when our fullbacks have get going forward. And I get somebody there, Nathan Glassball. Shout out, Nathan. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Soufal is scared of getting done by Grealish. Maybe that is the problem that they've said. Don't push too far forward in case because you're going to give that space in behind to Grealish. Well, I don't think he's quick enough. I don't think Trezeguet is quick enough. The only person with pace is Watkins for me, and that is should be the centre half's job to be able to deal with that. Like I said, I haven't seen enough of our fullbacks going forward. I think that's been one of our main issues tonight. There's been no fluidity going from back to front, and I just think a rocket up the arse is what's needed at half time, but B, it's definitely got to be an Allaire for Antonio, and just some creativity in Ben Rama at some point, because it is just, it's not been good. It has not been good.
I agree, and again, I do want to say this as I'm about to bop out Tom for a brief couple of minutes. Okay. You'll have to take it solo. I don't think Antonio's been good. I wouldn't have even started Antonio. I'm only talking about it in terms of when he's already there. I think playing him is a bad decision. I think he's been not good. I think he's been, dare I say, totally useless. But I'm just sort of taking the punches as they are and rolling with them, as it were. Yeah, I'm gonna duck out for about 5 minutes. I will leave you in the comfortable hands of Atlas32. Subscribe and all that. Speak to you in a minute. Bye.
Okay. Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. If you are just joining us around here, at half time, we know a lot of you will dip off for the second half. Charlie will be back very shortly. He's just going to go get something to eat, I think, just for this evening. So before I get into speaking to you, chat, if you can just like the video, would really help. Subscribe if you are new around here. If you do need any stream links for the second half, they're in the Discord down below. Also with our Patreon as well. So let's try and just hit it above 100 likes. That's what we always aim for every week, just to know that people are enjoying the streams. It helps us. It helps push it out to other people as well. So yeah, above 100 likes, then we could That would be fantastic. Anyway, let me go to the chat. What is your guys' thoughts at half time in terms of what would you do differently in the second half? Who would you bring on? Who would you look to bring on? Were you disappointed? Weren't you disappointed? And I will go through. That feels like the best thing to do, as I will get in trouble if I don't do anything else. Let's see. The whole point of 5 at the back is to get the wing backs more freedom to go forward, says XX. They shouldn't be worrying about going forward. Exactly, that's what I mean. It's, for me, I know I always bang on about it, is that fluidity. I know it sounds stupid, but it is. It's, if you're going to be playing that formation, you need to go from back to front easily. And unfortunately, we've just not seen Masuaku in a creative position today for me. I think that's what enables Fornals to cut inside and necessarily doesn't have that pace, is if your fullbacks are overlapping and looking to attack, it allows Fornals to cut inside, and he hasn't done that today. As what David Moyes was saying, the false winger preface is what he was trying to say. Sorry, I'm just looking at Charlie looking out his window with a mask on for his food. Take Balbuena off for Allaire, says Black Roses. That's the problem, though. Is 4-4-2? It's not something that we would do. I would argue when we were down at Spurs and we were 3-0 down. Did he take a centre back off until like the 80th minute at that point to say actually go for the win or go for the draw at least? It didn't feel like it. What else have we got in here? 4 hours for Ben Rama. Yeah, it's difficult. It is difficult. Darren Hutchinson is drunk. Love to hear that, Darren. What are you drinking? Let me know. Ed, I saw you were calling out Charlie. Thank God he's gone. Lanzini should be on and Ben Rama last 30. Yeah, I agree. I think Lanzini as well would add a little bit more creativity. Wally, damn if Ogbonna doesn't deflect Grealish shot, then Fab saves that all day. It is what it is, isn't it? There's nothing you can really do, unfortunately. Fornals was bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult to say. He's been poor the last few weeks, but I get the idea of when I watched that. If you've seen that video the other day of Moyes when he was talking, I think it was after he finished at Everton. He was literally doing on a whiteboard talking about different formations and stuff like that. He was talking about having Stephen Pienaar and people that don't have pace as a false winger to believe that they've got that pace going down the side. But at which point you have the attacking fullbacks, he said, with Leighton Baines and whatnot. And that's what I'm saying. If you've got Fornals who doesn't necessarily have as much pace, you need Masuaku to be attacking. We're not seeing that so far, unfortunately. Antonio is too deep, says Maverick. 1664, Darren. Is that Cronenberg or is that just me? Russ Budden, ladies and gentlemen, is in the chat. Our man inside the ground. If you didn't know, DJ Russie B over here is the DJ at West Ham. Russ Boss is saying apparently it is a double substitution for West Ham from in the ground. Russ is saying Ben Rama is coming on right now. So there you go. There's some inside information for you from Russ, who is in the ground. Russ is saying a double sub for West Ham United. Russ Boss, thank you. Hope you are well, staying safe inside the ground, playing some absolute bangers. I can't hear what you're playing right now because I have my headphone muted, but there you go. For the 200 plus of you that are in here, Russ Boss is literally giving you inside information, and there are 2 subs coming on for West Ham at halftime, one of which is Ben Rama. Hopefully the other is Allaire. But who knows? Maybe Russ Boss will give us that information in a second. Yeah, lovely always to see Russ, as people say in there. Russ Boss sighting. Allaire and Ben Rama on, seen in tunnel. Okay, all right. Ben Rama and Allaire. Now, I will turn my headphones back up. That is the right thing. It was Cronenberg. Yeah. Who was that foe? You said it was Stella Artois. Come on, man. I know my beer. It's Cronenberg. Fair enough, as Jack Grealish just out there catching bubbles. Yeah, that is the most sensible decision I think he's genuinely made all day, all year in terms of substitutions tactically. Okay, so who have we got here? So there's Allaire, and there is Ben Rama with his iced out haircut. I would say maybe either Fornals. I can't see this just yet, but Antonio's definitely got to be one of them. Let's have a look. Sorry, guys. I know I'm a couple of seconds behind. I can't start the timer as well because, unfortunately, Charlie is out getting food. But to see a double sub at halftime from Moyes is mental. But it's the right thing to do, I think. It's 100%. He's seen that we were not good enough in that first half, and he's taken Masuaku and Antonio off. Bloody hell. So he has gone for it at the back, and he's maybe pushed Cresswell to left back. That is absolutely big bollocks stuff there from David Moyes. That is big. Anyway, so Ben Rama is on with a nice iced out haircut. Russ has given me the thumbs up. That means that apparently it may be a 4 at the back. So as Rebecca says there, you were close, Nathan Glasswell, you were. As Rebecca says there, why? Oh, Russ, no, don't do that to me. Russ, there's been a goal, but for who, Russ Budden? But for who? Apparently we have a goal, Jeff. It's a great goal for Russ Budden, and apparently there's a goal already in the second half. It must be within inside the first 2 minutes. I don't know here, Jeff, but I'm waiting. Russ Budden has given us the inside information. He comes in. I'm going to be Alan McInally for the next few seconds, and let's see what happens here. It's apparently a goal, Charlie. As I can see, Charlie is there. I don't think he realises that I'm doing Alan McInally. Here goes Ben Rama. It's Allaire who holds the ball up lovely, plays it wide. For Miles is that. Across to Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen. He plays it out to Ben Rama. Ben Rama, he cuts inside, dinks it over, and a fantastic header by Jared Bowen. I tell you what, that is absolutely brilliant. Charlie has just joined me. He is back now. David Moyes made a double substitution at half-time, believe it or not. I know you may have been a little bit scared, but Allaire and Ben Rama are both on. But unbelievable. Ben Rama with the assist inside the first 30 seconds of the first half. Brilliant play from Allaire, who holds it up to Fornals. Fornals, as he's fallen over, spreads it to the right wing to Bowen. Bowen, he cuts back inside, passes it back out wide to Ben Rama on the edge of the box. Ben Rama takes one step inside, crosses it across, and it's a beautiful dink header from Bowen over the keeper into the bottom right-hand corner. And it is an unbelievable assist from Ben Rama, who, again, has his second assist in a West Ham shirt, both of which come in record time. But it is 2-1 to West Ham United. What a great start. What a great start.
I leave for no more...
Charlie, you're muted.
I'm muted for you, but I'm not muted for them. I was muted for you, but I wasn't muted for them because I leave for no more than a couple of minutes. There's a guy, he's given me food. It's a whole thing. I come back. Double substitution? What?
Double sub. Yep. And do you know what? Do you know how we knew there was a double substitution coming? I give you 2 words. Ross Boss. He gave us the inside information at half time. And he said, expect a 2. He literally came on for 30 seconds. He said double substitution, and then there was a goal. It was the greatest Russ Boss appearance in the history of Russ Boss appearances from inside the ground.
You were like, because I came in, I grabbed the water to go and fill it up. So
I was going to say, I literally said to chat, I don't know if he knows I'm doing Alan McInally being like this.
I briefly looked at the screen as I walked past, and I saw this, and I could hear a sort of vague Scottish accent coming out of my headphones that were placed on the table. Okay.
Russ just appeared and went, goal! And I was like, oh no, I've seen the chat, Russ Boss. But for who?
Thank you, Russ. Good to see you.
Thank you, Russ. Hope you're well, my friend. I mean, there you go. Literally, he brings on Allaire and Ben Rama, and the impact almost immediately. As Miggsy says, Ben Rama's West Ham career, 20 minutes and 2 assists. If I speak, I am in big trouble. Villa are through. Oh, John McGinn has just tried to pass it into the net. Interesting there, decision. He doesn't try to welly it. He tries to pass it back across the keeper.
Close. It's close.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went for it, and Cresswell's just basically there. £5 for Sheezy.
As Sheezy says, Russ Boss Techers. This is why we love Russ. Assist by Budden. Yeah, Budden at the back post. It's beautiful. Yeah, you see, do I get the goal? But no, you don't, Russ. I'm so sorry. That's where we run out of money here.
Yeah. Sorry, Russ. That's above our pay grade, unfortunately. You'd have to take it to higher ups there.
I will argue, though, literally, I'm tipping words to you, not joking. Thought you was taking a piss. Darren, I know you've had a few drinks, mate, but don't worry, we are winning this game now. That I tell you what, it's ballsy from David Moyes though, Charlie, to bring Ben Rama on and go 4 at the back at half time.
Right, okay, this is what I was going to ask. So who came off?
Masuaku and Antonio. Ballsy.
Really?
Yeah, ballsy.
So has he gone 4 at the back, or has he just kept the same shape and shoved someone there? Like
No, he's gone 4 at the back with Cresswell at left back.
That's interesting.
Because obviously Cresswell was playing as a centre half, wasn't he? So he's literally gone to a back four.
You could theoretically
Bowen down the right, Fornals through the middle with Antonio, with Allaire up top, with Bowen and Benrahma either side. I think is the best formation that we can currently go with in this West Ham side. Can you quickly full screen yourself? I'm just going to mute myself and change my camera battery.
I can. There we go. Scenes. I leave for a minute. We go 4 at the back. We score a goal. David Moyes makes a double substitution. Bloody hell! I should order food more often. Groceries came. The only time they would deliver was right now, so I just had to go get it done. But yeah, bloody hell! What a time to be alive. Hello again, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed halftime. Now we're back in that situation. We're back in the driving seat. We can go for it again now. We can. The system, the formation, everything, the way Moyes sets up, it works now. We're back in that driving seat. An early goal was what we needed. I'm very happy right now, Rebecca. Charlie,
I'm glad as well.
I'm aware of the date, Rebecca. When I wake up tomorrow, that advent calendar is getting torn into. It does look like a 4-2-3-1 though, which can still be solid because don't forget you still have your 2 DMs in there. You've still got a very resolute back 4. You've got fair enough. The wingers, the fullbacks won't be able to bomb up as much as they would like potentially, but now you have a bit of pace on either side with Benrahma and Bowen. I know they're not the most lightning players in the world, but they add a little bit of pace down the wings. You have Fornals in a central position where he can be arguably the most creative player on the pitch, which is what we've wanted for ages. And you've got a little bit more support now with Allaire having somebody in behind. But I'll be real with you. You can still bomb forward. It's just a little bit more dangerous. I mean, the 4 at the back is more dangerous just because you have one less player there. You know, I still think the fullbacks. If you're a team who dare to attack, you can play a 4-2-3-1 and bomb forward. And to be honest, having a double pivot of 2 defensive midfielders as we do, although I would say that Souček isn't a defensive midfielder as such, but having a double pivot of defensive midfielders should allow you some form of freedom to allow those fullbacks to go forward because you can remain sort of defensively sound with those people covering.
Yeah, Nathan Glasspool, yeah, we need to keep possession better in this formation. I do agree. I don't think this can be lump it long. Occasionally try to find Allaire and, I
just realised, does that mean Fornals is playing as a 10? Scenes.
Yes, it is. It does mean that.
We're actually playing people in the right positions. I've never thought I'd see the day.
Wait, what's Grealish doing here? What is Grealish doing here?
There's been a big reaction from the West Ham players.
Shock horror, is Jack Grealish about to have a dive here? I think there might be.
Charlotte, your doorbell's rung again. Michael, it's so bloody loud. Trust me, I would not miss it. I'll tell you when the doorbell is bloody
going down like being shot. Let's see what happens here. Somebody's about to get booked.
Deafening. I will say that it is bloody deafening. But then again, it also wouldn't surprise me if wherever you are, you would hear it because it's that loud. It's that bloody loud.
One of us is about to get booked, even though it'd gone the other way. John Terry's got booked, apparently, says Russ. So Fornals gets a yellow card, but for what? What does he just do?
Could be going against the ref.
Oh, somebody else is getting. Okay, so there's the initial contact. There's Fornals. Okay, so he gets. Oh my! What a freak! What a freak!
So we got confirmation that Fornals was booked there. I think we're going to get confirmation that Jack Grealish is also getting booked. He's got his yellow card out. He's walking across to the sideline.
Alan Irvine and John Terry both getting booked for West Ham. Alan Irvine accepts it like a good schoolboy that he is. John Terry, meanwhile, walks back to the bench looking for Wayne Bridges' wife once more.
Okay, all right, calm down.
That was literally that was embarrassing. That was an absolute embarrassment to English football.
So has he not got any? He's not. Hang on. So wait, the free kick's gone to us, right, for the dive?
There's that guy on the bench for us. Is it Schechter or whatever he's called? He's leaving, isn't he? He's leaving his role.
I don't know. I don't keep up with these things.
Yeah, he's leaving. That is literally. I missed what happened. Basically,
Ben, let me break it down for you, right? Imagine when JFK was shot, except it was Jack Grealish on a football pitch and no one touched him.
It literally, Fornals clattered him at the same time, and his foot literally it was just a natural movement where Fornals' foot went, but Grealish literally about half a second after it happened then went down like he'd been. It was the most accidental thing, and apparently Grealish grabbed the wrong leg. Please, honestly.
That was poor. I suspect Fornal's got a yellow for having a pop.
He is a tart. He is a massive tart, Ben. He is a massive tart. I get he's one of the most foul people in football, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but most foul doesn't necessitate those aren't dives. It means you're getting pulled up. Do you know what I mean? So if that had gone the other way, that would have counted as a foul, despite him not being foul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most fouled is one of those stats where you look at it and it can mean two separate things.
Rebecca, are you in here? I imagine that you are. If so, can you text Kelly and just say I'm in the middle of a stream? She just tried to ring me. Would appreciate it. Can you tell her that I'll give her a ring afterwards? Please, because it's on my phone and I can't get to my phone. Would very much appreciate that. Thank you very much. We still want him for the England. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, when he's in English, I'll support him. All day, every day of the week. I will defend that man for his life. But when he dives in an Aston Villa shirt, and especially against my beloved West Ham United, I will find a problem with it.
Nah, I'm not for it.
It was like Cam Newton. I wish that it was when if Fo Sheezy was here right now, which I think he is. It was like Cam Newton when he was complaining that he was the most hit quarterback, but nothing was done about it. It's like Rice. It's like Grealish. It's but hey, we've looked a lot livelier to this second half. We have looked a lot livelier in the second half. Somebody just put there that leave Cam alone. He got a big win yesterday against Arizona. He got a massive, massive win. Every time you think they're out of the playoff race, they come back into it. Every time. Can you just take a second, Charlie, just to laugh at at
something else, sorry, Karen.
Can you take a second to laugh at the Denver Broncos? If Irish Tommy was still in here, let's just laugh at the Denver Broncos.
I don't know if that. Am I laughing at Fo Sheezy? If I'm laughing at Fo Sheezy, then I refuse.
They had 4 quarterbacks all go into COVID protocol because of close contact.
What an L.
And they had to start a practice squad wide receiver at quarterback yesterday. It was an embarrassment. Fornals, that was nasty from Sebastian Allaire there as well. I can't tell a lie. He just raked his foot down there on Tyrone Mings. Oh, look at this, Charlie. A bank of 4, 1 DM, another bank of 4 and a striker. We're playing 4-1-4-1, ladies and gentlemen. Nosebleed at the current dizzy heights of our Premier League position. I never know when Russ comes in here if he's just laying coded messages.
Or the fact that he is high up in the stadium, so he could have nosebleed from that as well.
He is in, as they would call, the nosebleed seats.
Yes.
Where Charlie sits.
Or where I used to sit before I gave up my season ticket, to be fair.
Yeah.
I say gave it up before I threw it away as hard
as I you threw it in thy bin.
Begone!
Begone, thought.
And I threw it like Gambit from the X-Men. That was there you go, everyone. You're welcome. Nerdiest reference of the day goes to Charlie Walsh for that one. You're welcome.
10 points.
You're welcome. A character so niche in the X-Men that even not even in any of the films, because why would he be? It's Gambit. His superpower is he throws cards. Anyway, yeah.
I think we may have to bring on Lanzini for Fornals. Yeah, especially if Lanzini's going to be playing the tip of an attacking position, not tip of the diamond, but as an attacking midfielder in behind.
Yeah, Fornals is looking. He's
Just
He's looking
not
ready
when he's played out wide. I don't like Lanzini out wide.
Yeah, Fornals is looking likely to catch a second yellow at this point. So it's probably time.
As RJ says, if you're going to get sent off, make it worth it.
Yes.
Exactly.
2-footer guy, come on, none of this second yellow nonsense. Get in.
If you're going to get sent off, get sent off. Like Arturo Vidal the other day. Did you see what he did?
No.
So basically, Inter Milan were playing Real Madrid in the Champions League. Vidal makes the tackle on someone, gets a yellow card. Within seconds of him getting a yellow card, Anthony Taylor books him, which happens to be the English ref at the time. Anthony Taylor books him. He then walks over to Anthony Taylor, gets in his face, and then shoves him and gets a yellow card, a second yellow card within 10 seconds after the first yellow. Like, if you're going to get sent off,
Get sent off.
do it for good reason.
I'm thinking Nigel de Jong in the final, just fly kicking a bloke. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just let's go.
Leave your mark, is
Let's
what I
go.
would say. Just
Exactly.
leave it.
Rebecca, I allow Charlie to sit slightly lower next to me. Yeah, and I appreciated it greatly because it was about half the distance I'd have to walk up usually. Thank you for Sheezy. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when I start attending football again, which will be in a while. He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Okay, right. I never watched X-Men Origins Wolverine. I did play the game adaptation of it, which was very good, but I did not watch the film.
When Chris Harris says, I went upstairs for a slash and I think he's brought Benny on for Arthur. Tell you what, Chris, that was a very long slash if that was the case. But I think you might have been on a poo upstairs and you just don't want to tell us. Yes, yeah, he did.
Chris, did you shit? Did you shit, Chris?
Did you shit, Chris? Did you shit? You can tell us.
You can tell us. You won't
Not
tell anyone.
56 of you in here. You can tell us, Chris.
You just know if this was West Ham Fan TV's live stream, there'd be significantly more people, but it's fine. It's us. It's just us here.
It's just me and Charlie. You can tell us in confidence. Nobody else will know.
No one else.
It's not worth it. You don't get suspended for at least 4 games. Do you know who I couldn't believe only got suspended? Oh, good footwork from Ben Rama. That's that. We miss at West Ham. That creativity, that flair player sometimes. Just quickly, Did you see the geezer for Preston the other day who was fondling someone's testicles?
Oh, yes. No, I did.
Sexual assault, and he gets a 3-match ban. Literally sexual assault, and he got banned for 3 games. Make that 10, and we'll gather. You get more for spitting at somebody in the Premier League than you do for fiddling with someone's nutsack.
It's weird, isn't it?
Sexual assault.
It's weird,
Sexual assault. It's just, I mean, even Marlowe in the rugby got more than that. It's ridiculous. The best thing was, I know you probably wouldn't have seen it, but Lewis Holtby, obviously, who plays for Blackburn now, when Preston played Blackburn, that player walked past Lewis Holtby. Yeah. Lewis Holtby was just standing with his hands over his nuts.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it was comical genius from the boy.
Lewis Holtby playing for Blackburn of all people.
Wasted corner here from West Ham. Aston Villa now on the counter-attack. Grealish plays a lovely ball in behind here. They've got 2-on-1, Aston Villa. Watkins. Oh, great save from Fabianski. I'll tell you what, they've tried the old cheeky sweat from FIFA there.
Loved it.
And he has got to score from there, Trezeguet. But Fabianski with a one-handed just slap down.
Point blank save.
It was like Tom versus his life. Tom tries to score and life just goes whoosh, like that. Whoosh, whoosh.
No, it was more whoosh. There you go, one on him.
It was a sweaty old try there. Let's have a look at this again from Fabianski. How far are you behind me, by the way? I don't know.
Literally half a second. Like, as you said it was like you were the commentators. You were whoever is the commentator in this game.
That's a fantastic save, though. But the fact that Trezeguet has not scored from there is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean...
Apparently, people are saying that Jack Grealish has just dived again. Oh, God, here we go. Aston Villa having a little bit of sustained pressure now as well. And the ref gives a foul. Let's see how bad this was.
I'm going to just grab my phone so I can see a bit closer. You know.
Is Trezeguet crying? Trezeguet looks like he's about to burst into tears. He's just got something that he doesn't want for Christmas. So Watkins squares it back across. Fabianski, great reaction save.
Yeah, great reaction save.
But Trezeguet looks like he's about to start crying. Apparently that was going wide as well. Who will get in Team of the Week this week? I haven't actually looked, to be honest, Eric. I haven't checked. Who's had good performances this weekend? Edinson Cavani, although his normal rare goal card isn't in FIFA, but I'm sure they'll change that this week so he gets a Team of the Week. Ogbonna can't get in it, Ben, because he had a Team of the Week last week. You can't have back-to-back Team of the Weeks in FIFA. Mahrez will get one before, and it's literally as Fo said that. Mahrez will get one because he got a hat-trick. One of the Barcelona lot will get one, Defo, because they won 4-0. Wouldn't surprise me if Griezmann got it. Did you see Griezmann's volley, Charlie, the other day?
No, I've basically been disconnected from football for about a week or two.
Have a look if you can at Griezmann's volley. It is wild.
I'll have a gander. I'll have a gander after the stream. I'd do it now, but it would break something. I'm not sure what, but it would.
Oh, and again, good save from Fabianski. Yeah, we are under some sustained pressure here from Villa. Unfortunately, we started the second half brightly again. That first 5 minutes we started very well, and then unfortunately, same as the first half, we've allowed them to come back into the game, dominate possession, create chances, hang on the edge of our box, make it difficult for us. Eventually, we are going to crumble in a minute, I feel. Yeah, we are. They are bopping the ball about now, Charlie. They are bopping the ball about. Yeah. They have another opportunity. Watkins trying to get his head onto that. Get it down and play it exactly. We are trying some old hoofball here. We are trying some old hoofball. Let's have it on the floor. We've got some technical players. You said it at halftime, Charlie. Let's play the ball to feet. Let's try and.
You just don't have to pump it every single time.
Russ, he's come in and said, all kicking off apparently in the tunnel between John Terry and our bloke, ... handbags.
Oh.
Really?
It's a fight, but for who?
But for who?
It's a KO, but for who? By the way, did Mike Tyson have a boxing match yesterday?
Yeah, bro.
Is that what happened?
What happened was, look at Sebastian Haller. That is filthy. That is a yellow card if I ever seen one, Matty Cash. Lots of shouting, says Russ. Russ, tap in to the system and play it over the tannoy.
Love that from Haller, by the way.
Yeah, that was good footwork from the big man. Basically, Roy Jones Jr. just basically ran around for 10 plus minutes and was just like... He always had a weird boxing style when he was an actual professional in his heyday. Like, he would do some different things. Like, he'd jab, but he'd be like the no-look jab, I think is what he used to do. Sure. And he was trying to do that at 51, and Tyson looked primed. I don't even give a shit what anybody... Tyson looked primed. Right. Like, the movements, everything, the way he was dipping and moving, he looked good. He still looked good at 54, and he still carried some power. Some of the body shots he was hitting with were brilliant. And then the WBC gave us a draw when it was literally... it was literally all Tyson.
Okay.
Tyson was robbed.
Is it I don't know what to say official, but does it count towards both of their records?
No, it was an unofficial scorecard from three. It was from 3 former world champions. One was a guy called Vinny Pazienza. And if you've ever seen the film with Miles Teller, there's a guy with... he basically broke his neck or something like that, or his skull or something. He had to wear like a head brace. Right, okay. And he was training with basically this thing wired into his skull. I'm pretty sure that was Vinny Paz, but he was one of the judges. Right, okay. Snoop Dogg's description was spot on. Don't even start me on Snoop Dogg's description of the fights.
Hang
Oh
on.
my
Snoop
god.
Dogg, what's going on?
Snoop Dogg was because this event was sponsored by Weed.
Hang on. You didn't finish the sentence, but were you about to just say Snoop Dogg was the commentator?
Yeah, he was commentating. He also did a performance before the Tyson game, but it was sponsored by Weed Maps, right? And Snoop Dogg was on the commentary team for the Paul fight and for the Tyson fight. When he was in the Logan Paul fight, when Nate Robinson got knocked down for the second time, he was like, "Oh Lord, oh Lord," and then he like started singing hymns as well. He was like, "Good dear Lord," like because when he thought he was knocked out, he gets back up, and then Nate Robinson goes and he gets completely wiped out, like he gets knocked out cold this time, and then you can just hear Snoop Dogg going, "Oh Lord, oh Lord," and then he goes. Somebody call the ambulance. Pick up your people. He was knocked out.
2020 needs to calm down. We've got Mike Tyson having a boxing match in the year of our Lord 2020 with Snoop Dogg on commentary.
He was the greatest boxing color commentator I've ever heard in my life. He was literally like, even as somebody said there, "Oh Russ, no, don't say that." Is VAR given a pen here or something?
Mate, Snoop Dogg of all people, of all bloody people.
It was just the way that he did it as well. It's going to VAR.
I need to go. I'll go and have a listen to it at some point.
But he was just like, when Tyson and Thingy were fighting, he was like, "Oh, it's like two of my uncles fighting at the barbecue in the back garden." He was like, "No, damn it, give me that chicken wing. That is not your chicken wing." He was brilliant. So let's see what happens here then, because obviously there is a penalty coming for Villa.
Sasha Banks' cousin, of course, Snoop Dogg.
Yes, it is. It is. Let's see what happens here. I have to bring this forward so I can see.
Same. Someone tumbled.
Oh, have a day off. Declan Rice doesn't even look like he was looking at. Really, ref? Who is this ref? To me, Declan Rice was not even looking there.
So the ball gets headed back across. It's Douglas Luiz, and it's not back across. Like it's Trezeguet who's running onto it, maybe.
Oh, have a day off.
With he does have shirt in hand, but it's to say it's minimal is wild. Like it's very wild. I mean, he had as much shirt in someone's hand as I've got my life together in that a little bit, but let's be honest, it's a mess. Like it really was quite bad. Someone's bloodied up a storm in the Villa. Did you see that?
What?
One of the Villa players looks like they've been done in by Mike Tyson. I just saw it very briefly.
Jeez.
I don't know if we're going to get a close-up. I don't know what the hell happened.
So that's been given as a penalty. That is just ridiculous.
He's busted wide open in a first blood match. It's over. It's over. West Ham have won in this first blood match. Who is it, Villa, who got?
That is Trezeguet that got.
The Trezeguet. You're slightly ahead of me, so you'll have to let me know what happened.
That is ridiculous. My brother, Trezeguet, you got to go off, my dude. You're literally covered in blood. No, you're not okay to carry on, you dickhead. You literally got blood all over your face and your shirt. Bloody hell. That is, by the letter of the law, he pulls his shirt. Yes, that should be a penalty. I get it. It's stupid from Declan, as Maverick says. He should know better. However, my God, does he go down like a sack of shit.
Yeah.
Russ is now saying yes. I don't know what's happening. Russ, stop it. Has Fabianski made a save? He misses. Russ, you've got to stop it. Russ Budden, he's out here. Russ, what are you doing? We haven't even got to me and Charlie yet because we're on our phones, but Russ has provided more insight at the game. This is why I don't look at the chat. Okay, so I'm glad. Because, as Adam says, as Rashid Wallace would say, Bo don't lie! Bo don't lie! Bo don't lie! Ross Budden. You don't get this anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. Ross Budden is What a man! What a man is Ross Budden.
So Watkins is stepping up to take the pen. Let's
dear.
make it seem like we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Watkins steps up. Referee's whistle gets blown. No, not yet.
Oh, I hope he misses. I hope he misses.
I hope he misses.
This is ridiculous. He needs to miss this. We have been done. We've been done dirty again. Here he goes. He steps up for the penalty. Oh, he's in the bar. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh no, he's joking. You're joking me.
Oh, I'm just seeing the chat as well.
Wait, no, don't.
Because of encroachment. Oh, I think we're good. We're good. We're good.
There you go, James. Congratulations. You got your troll finally. Well done. Bunga.
James, if I had the opportunity, I would mod you right now. That was beautiful. Bunga indeed. Bunga.
Stop trolling now, James. You got me, okay? Bunga. We are safe, right? Can we just stop now? Let's. I had a heart attack there. I'm not gonna lie. Can we just let's all chill out for a second. I'd make a sub now as well.
Let's all just calm down. Calm down.
Anwar Al Ghazi has come on for Trezeguet. Obviously, the assist there once again was Russ Boss blowing in from the stands.
Saw well, Traore was about for the pen as well. Traore had come on for someone as well, wasn't it? Big Bertrand. An interesting signing. Bertrand Traore for Villa. Can't lie.
I remember when Ajax were in the Europa League final.
Yeah.
He's interesting. Villa have committed a lot of men forward here. West Ham are on the counter-attack. Bowen looking to get forward. Fornals plays him in down the right-hand side.
We've got to keep
fallen over.
Yeah, we've got to keep solid at the back here because they're going to commit. They want these points. They need these points. They're not going to be settled for a thing when they think that there's something there for them. So I think if they take as long as we can keep it solid, we could get a third here. It's just a case of hitting the brake successfully and not just pumping it in a sort of vague direction and hoping for the best.
No, that's the thing with Russ, Steve C, King of Spoilers. Whenever I look up, because I try not to look at the chat a lot during the game.
Yeah.
So when I look up, sometimes it will just be there, and I'll have caught it accidentally. And when Russ says something, it's gonna Russ could have us all on stitches here because he literally could say something, and we'd all go, "What, Russ?" So actually, he's in a very powerful position.
He's the only one.
I just keep looking up in this match when Russ is typing.
Because the thing is with Russ and the chat is what you don't know, chat, is that we're behind you by 10 seconds usually, sometimes longer, right? But we're behind you, and so the idea of you get what Russ is to you is what you are to us to an extent. So when you're all celebrating goals and stuff, we trying not to see because we're trying not to look at the chat because it will get ruined for us, so we don't get that natural reaction that you did against say Tottenham or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. We see it.
CFC for life. Ha ha ha. West Ham goal. Excuse me.
Hang on. CFC for life. Laters.
just quickly. CFC for life. Just really quickly. We actually have a mole inside the ground. So your trolling will not work on us.
Doesn't work today, sir. Good luck.
As Russ has just said that Mark Noble's coming on. So
away with you, young Chelsea fan.
Oh shit! Wait, hang on a minute. Mark Noble's coming on.
Yeah, I didn't fully address.
Yeah, for Bowen. Oh dear, no.
Oh, we are in trouble. Reverting back to type.
I agree. I think that's the Darren Hutchinson. Shut up, Darren. No, why? What did we do? Are you just saying shut up to Noble coming on?
He's just a big Stormzy fan. Tell my man, shut up. Also, CFC for life. Thank you for coming. You're always welcome back. Keep trying. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind. Shut up in terms of Noble coming on. Yeah, I listen. I don't mind this. I think we've been actually poor again in this second half. I don't know about you, Charlie. I don't mind Why is Schechter doing the? Why is he doing that thing?
I don't know what's going on.
I think that's a good sub, to be honest with you. I think he's going to bring a bit of calm to the.
It's an interesting sub. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's interesting.
Declan Rice giving up the armband straight away to Nobes. Respect from the boys. I actually think that it's a decent substitution. I think this actually gives. I think this gives us a little bit more in midfield. I think that he'll try and calm it down with a little bit of passing, a little bit of possession. Hopefully now. Adrian needs the games to qualify for the winners' medal. Well, you know what it is. He's got to get those games in when we are lifting the Premier League trophy at the end of the season. Nothing can stop us. Also, scenes in before Noble gets just torn in half by Grealish, who then goes to score the winner.
Bunga, bunga, bunga. Bunga.
Yeah, give a 2-footed challenge on Grealish before the end of the match. That'd be brilliant.
That I'd be in for. If Noble, here's what I'll say. I will agree it's the right substitution to make if Noble 2-foots anyone. It could be one of our players. I don't care. Just as long as I get to see a good, rash challenge. That's what I want to see from Noble.
No, I genuinely think that it's... Yeah, Rebecca, shut up. Yeah, no, I think he just brings a bit more calm, hopefully, and security. These hoofed balls that are getting played over the top, they're just not...
David Moyes, Grealish, you no good diva.
Good ball from Ben Rama.
Which I assume is diver. But at the same time, I like just the idea of it. You no good diva.
Brain sample, West Ham are 5th, let's all hate Arsenal. No, I can't do that. Just because of my man Glenn Kitely, I can't do that.
I don't hate anyone. Hating anyone's long. Also, yeah. I don't think he's still here. But Ed, I was just winding you up.
Yeah, I know you dipped. As Ed was ready to go. Yeah, I don't hate anyone.
Hating other football teams.
Unless your name's Jazz, and then there's a different story.
I don't hate Jazz either.
Oh, Jazz unblocked Rebecca this week. Didn't unblock me though.
Did he? Should I check if I'm still blocked live on stream?
Come on, Ed. I wasn't unblocked.
I would pull it up, but I don't feel like I need that stress in my life. I guarantee you he won't have unblocked me. Guarantee. Oh.
Just don't leave Jazz alone. Sorry, I apologise, Fo. Just you. I apologise just to you. I'd like to take this time to apologise to absolutely nobody.
He has not unblocked me. Quick update for the boys.
He did unblock Rebecca, but Rebecca dropped the block hammer on Jazz.
Really?
Yeah, he unblocked Rebecca, and Rebecca went, block?
Oh, it's an L. It's an L. Oh, well. What can you do?
Okay, well, all right, we won't hate Arsenal. We'll laugh at Arsenal a little bit.
I don't hate anyone. It's too much effort.
Yeah, I did it in Russ Budden's live stream. He was in Russ's live stream, and I sort of joined. And I was like, "Hey, Jazz, you gonna unblock me anytime soon?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll unblock you today," and then proceeded to not unblock me and just unblocked Becky. But Becky, oh, sorry, not Becky, unblocked Rebecca, and then Rebecca just went quabang. Get blocked, son.
What now? What now?
I thought you must have upset him, Tom, as he did a video on West Ham Fan TV last week. No, not at all. Not at all.
It's a long story we don't need to get into. It's a long story
that involves... No, it just basically, in shortest term possible, without actually starting on anybody, he basically told me and Charlie he wasn't going to do a fan cam against Liverpool, and then he said like 2-3 hours previous he wasn't going to do a fan cam. Me and Charlie then didn't receive any fan cams, so therefore we didn't put his fan cam up. An hour after we left the fan cams, because me and Charlie have other things we want to do with our lives instead of uploading stuff constantly, and he then sent the fan cams, and then we didn't put it up straight away because A, we didn't expect it, B, he called Allaire an effing woman, he called the Scousers effing bin dippers, and it's just something that we weren't comfortable. So he was being rude to us in messages asking where it was, and just basically, it was our fault they hadn't been uploaded. He was calling out Becky and all that other stuff. And we just went, look, mate, we ain't got time for that. He told us that he was never wrong. He tried to call me and Charlie, called us all plastic fans, and that we were the problem for the toxicity around the club, when he literally sat there and called people an effing idiots and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was... It's not that deep. If he feels that way, then
it is. Look, it is what it is. It was there was a difference of opinions, and then he ended up blocking some people.
It's fine. If literally, it is no skin off my back. He dealt with it like a child. I'm always here to talk if he wants to come back and apologise. But the words to Charlie was, "We are the problem with the club." Because we are plastic fans, we are the ones who have a voice that are always accusing stuff. Yet in the same day, had a swear-laden message about how shit we were and this and this, and then just didn't take responsibility and instead said that he is always right and everybody is always wrong. So listen, if that's the opinion that one man wanna has, then so be it. No skin off my nose, my dude. But hey, until that point, I actually thought he was a really decent bloke, but obviously not. So there we go. Anyway, back to the football. We do have 5 minutes to hold on to end up going 5th in the Premier League table. What?
Yep. Yeah, there's not. I doubt there's going to be Curry out on Wally. I can't lie to you, Mudgy. Well, he's welcome to do it. To be fair, if he wants to do it, he's more than welcome to.
If he wants to come to me and apologise, I literally don't have an issue with him. I never did. I always thought it was banter between us. It's oh, I'm sorry, I'm not repeating that, Stephen. You have to rewind it, unfortunately. I do find it funny when people go down the childish route. They're bloody Nazis for the atmosphere. Yeah, it is what it is. If you, like I said, I'm quite happy to rise above it. I know you're all watching it here, thinking, "Oh God, he's talking about it still." It's just funny because he called us the problem and that we were plastic fans, which I find hilarious from two people that are season ticket holders or were at one point. I mean, it just makes me laugh. That's all I'm going to say. It makes me laugh.
I will say this. I find it a bit hypocritical to an extent, being called a plastic fan when I just say my opinion on the stuff and I'm pretty consistent on it. Whereas my man was saying some stuff about one specific footballer that was kind of offensive, if we're being perfectly honest, and then went on another fan channel and went, "Oh, I don't mind what he does as long as he scores." Is that not a bit plasticky? Is it not? I don't know. But I'm not here saying anything. I don't want no drama. I don't want nothing.
Oh, Grealish does well there. He skips past a few West Ham players.
It's calm.
It wide.
It's calm. Anyway, what now? Imagine getting unblocked. Just unblock some scenes. Just get blocked.
Do you know what the best thing was? He went on to Hammer's polls. Right? Did a video. Somebody disliked it. Wasn't even me. And then the first thing he said in the comment section was, "Oh, Tom's in quick with the dislikes." Why, bloody hell, mate?
Let's stop talking about it now. Let's stop talking about it. I apologise if you don't care about that and you've just had to be subjected to that. We apologise. We're looking all right. We are looking okay at this point. They are all over us, but we've been here before. I sort of, not going to lie, have a bit of faith that we're going to keep hold of this.
Playing badly, says RJ, and getting results shows a good team, but will we? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It is a sign of a decent team if you can win and get a result on a night where you're really honest, where we have played poorly for at least 70 minutes of this game. So fair enough. So it's funny, a bit strange when people go on the attack over something so trivial. Exactly. Nathan, I find this whole plastic fan thing ridiculous. Some of us live a long way from London and can't afford to go week in and out. Doesn't mean I care any less than a season ticket holder. That's the thing. Listen, I know I just said that, coming from two people that are season ticket holders or were. I didn't mean it like just because you don't have a season ticket, you don't have a thing. But I've been a West Ham fan since I was the age of 6. The first thing I ever knew was West Ham. You know, it's whether you choose to show it in being a season ticket holder, not being a season ticket holder, wearing your shirt, supporting the team, all stuff like that. It doesn't matter. If West Ham's in your blood, West Ham's in your blood. You could be 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 miles away, or you could be 20 yards away. It doesn't mean that you're proper West Ham, or you're more West Ham than the next person. If you are a supporter of the club and you have your reasons to do it, then go for it. As Rebecca said there, plastic fans is such a lazy argument. It really is.
It doesn't mean anything. Like, it's one of those things. I don't think necessarily that it literally doesn't matter if you support. It's like the idea of like American fans, for example, of a football team being somehow lesser than English fans or whatever. And I'm like, bro, if you're who's that Traore? If you're let's be real, if you're supporting a football club, why are you getting turned? Why is someone turning your nose up at it? You know what I mean? Especially if you're a club like West Ham. Let's think about it logically. If you're living in America or wherever in the world and you go and you support West Ham, I'm not going to criticize you for it. Come get involved in the madness. Like,
That's it. We're about to criticize everybody. Oh my God, look at that omen. Points when dropped went ahead since August 2019. West Ham 31, Southampton 25, Arsenal 24.
Exactly, Russ. They're like, if like for example Lee, right? Lee, who's one of the people behind American Hams TV, right? Has a West Ham shirt. I'm not going to look at him because he lives in America and go, oh, you're a lesser fan.
Lived in Paris as a journalist for a few years.
He did. He's a beautiful man, isn't he? But like, he owns a West Ham shirt, right? He's paid for that shirt, and he's put money into the club. I don't get why anyone. I don't get it. It's the same argument of someone saying me who watches an American sport or Tom who watches American football or whatever is a plastic American football fan.
No, Russ. No, Russ.
What are you talking about? Like, it's just
Russ. No.
It's madness.
No, Russ.
It's madness.
No, Russ.
See, Crusher, right? Crusher. I'm from the USA, and I started following because of Bazinga. Because I started supporting. I started supporting because of Spencer and Bazinga. Like, even if that's true, that's totally calm. There's no problems with it. There's no problems. I've just muted Tom while he says nothing but oh no for a second. There's no problem with it. There's literally no problem with it whatsoever. I think it's an insane argument to make. Insane argument to make. Anyway.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
VAR. Apparently Watkins has put it in. It's got to be offside. Look at that. How many attempts Villa have had? They've been all over us in this match. They really, realistically have. They have been a lot tougher than I thought. Apparently it's maybe going to VAR. So let's see what happens and how offside he actually could be. So Mohammadi plays it back to Konsa. Douglas Luiz whips it over to the left. Looks like Matt Targett whips it across. Watkins is there and scores. He looks offside from the angle that he scores from. He definitely looks offside.
It's incredibly close. It's a calm, composed finish, to be fair to him. It's a very calm, composed. It looks very, very close.
He's just offside. He by his hand, I think he's offside. It's literally about a hand, but he's offside.
Even if this gets disallowed, can I just say it's a really good finish from Watkins there, to be fair.
It is. It's a very good poacher's finish. He looks just offside. I'm not going to lie. The knee or the top of the arm. Oh, good God, that is fucking close. Oh, no, please be offside. Oh, good God. I mean, this is ridiculous. The fact that this is the margins that it's come to in football is ridiculous. I mean, it's the top of the arm. It suggests that he's offside, surely. Russ! Yes, Russ Budden. I sleep well tonight, Russ Budden. Russ, no goal. Get in. Yeah, beauty! I love that. Look at this. Just quickly, Charlie, look at the chat for 1 second.
Yeah.
Glenn Kitely, West Ham are a big club, and then Arsenal fan circle, it's official, it's offside.
Good to see you, boys.
Ray and Glenn, lovely to see you both. Get in. I mean, that is, if I'm being honest, that is just ridiculous. Like, it's just, this should not be offside for me. If it is this close to call, it's not offside.
I mean, but it is by the letter of the law offside, though. Welcome to having VAR.
We're talking about literally
but it's offside.
this.
But it's offside. That's the law. The law says
no, but it shouldn't be margins. It shouldn't be tiny. Like Mo Salah's one at the weekend when it was a toenail offside. It's ridiculous. But hey, it's offside. Who cares?
Well, Villa fans probably.
Tough on Villa, they do deserve that. To be honest with
Great,
you,
great.
we have rode our luck tonight.
Yeah, we have. It's a great finish from Watkins, but offside.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with VAR. Finally, it works for us, as Peach does say that. Whatever happened to advantage the attacking team, right, Ray. I mean, yeah, it's VAR. It's been against us so many times in the past. We'll take that one today. If you dive, you get no sympathy, says RJ. If I speak, I am in big
sympathy for the devil intensifies. Please,
yeah.
What a song! I'm gonna have to listen to that on loop for the rest of my life.
I love VAR. We are massive. Thank you so much, Fo. Appreciate
Fo.
that. Yeah, on the talk of plastic fans before, because obviously it was rudely interrupted by VAR. It's crazy. It's to think that you could be any less of a fan just because you are however many miles away. If you feel for that club or you support that club and it's in your heart and it's who you support and who nothing can take that away from you. Everybody has their own reason for why we support different teams. It doesn't make it any less of a reason than anybody else as to why, it's, I don't get that whole debate. And like Rebecca said before, it is, oh my days, I thought that is on there. The fact that it's such a pathetic argument to go to is, it's just ridiculous. It's petty, but hey.
Thank you, Rebecca, for £5. Appreciate it. Fifth.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Is the exclamation.
£5 for fifth. 5 and 5.
Oh my God. It's weird. I'm not okay with it. 5/5. What the fuck?
Blow your whistle, referee. I can't. It's just mad. We're about to go fifth in the table. If you'd have, I would have taken 16th after this start that we've had to the season. Injury time is going to be longer because of the fact that there was yeah, exactly. Oh, this is stop the count. Stop it. Well defended by Cresswell. Oh, he gives it back up to Traore. Plays it wide to Grealish. Grealish darts inside. It's going to go out for a corner. No, Grealish keeps it in.
Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. We do genuinely appreciate it. As soon as the match is over, or just after, Gio and Gonzo will be live with their full match review. We will spam the link. Tom will spam that link in the chat for you when the game is over, so you can all jump across there. We'll give you a phrase to say as you rock across there, and then you can go across, spam their chat, and then enjoy the review. Enjoy it. What looks like potentially could be 3 points.
Stop the count. Bunga bunga. Bunga bunga.
Bunga bunga will be the phrase.
Stop. We the winners. Oh, Russ. Good man, Russ. Russ Budden, ladies and gentlemen. Bunga bunga.
Bunga bunga.
West Ham United win the game 2-1, and we are up to fifth in the table, ladies and gentlemen.
Up to fifth in the table. West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 1 is the final score. What a time to be alive. Tom, can you grab that link?
I will do. I will as soon as they go live. I think the description today for us needs to be "We are massive." That's going to be the speak.
Thank you once more to Peach, Adrian, Alan, Arsenal Fan Circle, Ray, of course, Avid 16, the real one, Brian Sample, Chris Harris, Darren Hutchinson, David Moyes, Eric Olstead, Philip, however you want to pronounce it, Foe, Glenn, Kylie again, hello Glenn, Illis, Ionix, James, Jason, Jeffrey, John, Joseph, Mark, Nathan, P09 Arts, Jay, Rabbi, Rebecca, Robert, Russ, Scott, Stephen, Stevie, and the Mad Marshmallow, and Adam Lee. Thank you everyone for joining. We do genuinely appreciate it. The link is on its way momentarily.
I will put it in a sec. We've got 2.5 minutes until they go live. So, what are your thoughts quickly? How did that?
I'm not super happy with it, but the score is the score and the result is the result, and you can't fight against it at this point. Like, Jesus Christ, thank Christ for that. I'm not like hyped about it in any way, shape, or form as a performance. I think we've rode our luck somewhat there, both VAR and otherwise. But in terms of the game, in terms of the result, super happy, super hype. Wally with 1999.
Wally
Thank
World.
you so much, Wally.
MVP Russ. It's
MVP
always
Russ.
MVP Russ. Yeah, it's not pretty, but that's the thing. If you can win when it's not pretty, then fair play. It's the makings of a decent side. We were not at the races by any stretch of the imagination, but for the fact that we actually scored 2 goals out of that, we looked okay for literally 10 minutes of the entire game.
Yeah.
But we defended well. Fabianski was just absolutely doing bits for us. I thought man of the match for him today. Brian Sample, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Yeah, if you haven't already, I'm going to drop the link right about now into the chat. So like this video if you haven't. Subscribe to to Hammer's Chat if you haven't. Discord if you want to get involved with us, in the description. Here's the link for the review. Go and say "We are massive" in all capital letters. That is the phrase for today. We are massive. Rebecca, her video is coming afterwards, apparently, as well.
You can catch Rebecca's video, of course, on Hammer's Chat second channel, the Hammer's Chat forum channel. Do go check it out. Always banging reviews. There is the link. Go.
We are massive.
Involved. Go get involved. We are massive is the phrase. Love you all. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Ray, Arsenal fan circle. We are massive. Wrong team, Ray.
Just spam it in anyway. Let's go. We are massive. Yes. See you later, everyone.